Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Ireland Live for Thursday, the 17th of April, 2025. It is flying in. I have to say, the time is just flying in. But we have a packed show tonight here now. We're going to talk about the Garden of Remembrance on the 26th. We're also going to talk about Michael Leahy has put a motion in, and he done a video today explaining the motion. I also have a video there from Philip Dwyer from Angela Ray explaining Tulsa and the problem she has had with it. I also have RFK's press conference there that was about autism, that 1 in 18 now has autism from 1 in 31 only a couple of years ago. So we'll talk about that. And then we have Git talking, the Irish Git talking about the far right and who they have to counter protesters. Like, they have every union in the country coming out to counter protesters. And then I have Ferg, my good friend Ferg, who has put out a video yesterday, and we'll play that in a few minutes. So just wait till we get a few more on there. Fair play to everyone. But yeah, let me just read a few comments. Hi Trish, hi Paul. Yeah, Orla be with me in a while. She had to get held up there doing some other stuff, family stuff. But good evening from Manchester, UK. How are you doing, Michael John? All good, yeah. I was gonna stick on the white collar there with this just for a bit of crack, like to give it a bit of, you know, like fancy dress and all that shit. But listen, hey, we leave it. But hi Frank, Michael John, how's all? Hiya Paul, hiya chat. My audio was cutting out, is it? Okay, I'll move that nearer. 1 2 1 2. Hope everyone can hear it. Give us a little thumbs up if you can. But hi Europa, hi everyone. Frank, yeah, we're okay. That's good. Yeah, that's brilliant. Okay. But it's been a mad week again. But I'm just going to put out the video again for the Garden of Remembrance, because I'm going to play that a couple of times tonight now if I can. So when we get more people on as well, we play it again later on this evening. So I'll go with this first.
Hi everybody, this is Philip Dwyer, citizen journalist, and I just want to encourage everybody to go to the Garden of Remembrance on the 26th of April. I'll be there, I'll be live streaming, and I encourage everybody to come along.
Steve Stevenson here. Just want to encourage everybody that has a problem with anything that's happening in this country to come out on Saturday the 26th of April, that's the Saturday after Easter, 2 o'clock, the Garden of Remembrance, and let's show this government what the people really think of them.
My name is Niall O'Hara, and I would like to invite everybody out on the 26th of April to Dublin. We're meeting at the Garden of Remembrance, and it's a national protest, and everybody from every corner of Ireland should be there.
I'm Councillor Glenn Moore, and I will be there on the 26th this month.
Hi, my name is Joan. I'm from Coolock, and I encourage everybody to go on the 26th of April to the march at the Garden of Remembrance. If you have a problem with the way this government is carrying on at the moment in relation to all the things that we all know is wrong, turn up.
Hello, my name is Paul Fitzsimons. I'm from the Coolock Says No group, and I will be at the Garden of Remembrance on the 26th of April. Please make sure you come with us and show your support.
How are you doing, people? My name's Clive Dempsey, and I am here in support for the Garden of Remembrance commemoration on the 26th of April. I'd like everyone to come out and support. Anybody has any problems with housing or anything like that, come and support us.
Brian Garrigan, aka Irish Lives Matter, a proud Irishman. I'm encouraging everybody to turn up 26th of April 25. Housing, hospitals, education, justice, crime, immigration.
Yeah, that's just to get you all out. I see Frank put in there in the comments he's going to the park. Frank, listen, people will go wherever they want to go. You know, you can't tell people where to go, or, you know, if you're going to the park, well and good. That's well and good. If you're going down to us, well and good. I'm just not going to the park. It's just simple as that. I'm going to the other one. You know what I mean? So I don't know the route we're taking or anything like that, but I think whenever the route should be changed, because we've all seen what's going to be waiting down. We all know what's going to be waiting at the GPO for us. You know what I mean? And what the guards will do is they'll funnel us down between two trucks. Again, like what they did last year, they'll funnel us down and we'll go down through the trucks. There'll be 10 or 20 of us, and we'll be ripe for the picking when we get out from the back of the bus. I've seen it. I was there last year. I was at the front of the queue last year. I was calling people saying, listen, don't even engage with them. That's all they want. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like they're soulless people, like their eyes, there's no life in them. Like it's just like, oh, I'm just here to do whatever, you know. Yeah, good man, Frank. How are you keeping? The GPO should not be a walking post office. Yeah, I do. I hope it's really big and brilliant. I hope it's really big for you and brilliant. Yeah, I hope it is as well. Like I think it will be, from the feedback we're getting from it and from how worried the lefties are. Yeah, we're getting feedback now. Jesus Christ, they're flying there, people. Up to 400 there already. Fair play to everyone. Keep sharing it there. Like, share, and comment. You know what I mean? But as I said, I was there last year. I was at the front of the queue, and I was at the front of everyone because I was with the I think it was Newtown and Coolock were first, and I was with them, and I got through first. And the amount of people we had to call back, come back, don't be even engaging with them. Like I have to say, D-Wall is right. When they start shouting and talking, you just turn your back on them. You don't turn the camera on them. Just keep it away from them because they're dirt. You know what I mean? They are just horrible, horrible people. Like, you know what I mean? They really are. And they're watching. They're overseeing what's going on, and they're pushing what's going on here. Refugees, welcome here. We know refugees. Not all refugees are welcome here. Okay, we got roped into the Ukrainians, but we don't need this. We don't need the other one. I done a little video earlier on biometric passwords. I'll run that again. We might get up to about 500. I'll play that video. But hi all from Dunleary. Sorry, I didn't read that there. Hi all. I'm from the woke shithole of Dunleary, and I'll be there on the 26th. Cheers, window on. Even Princess Catherine likes Guinness. She looks stunning in green. We all look stunning in green, to be honest with you. It's like green eyes. Can't wait. Hope to see you all there. You will. You'll see me there. I'll be there. I'll be giving out flags. We have to collect a load of flags just before, so I'll be giving out flags. You'll see me. I'll be the flag man. Evening all. Frank Barron. I'm not telling anyone to do what I might be doing. No, as I said, I'm not saying that, Frank. And that's not what I meant. I said, you do what you do. You go to wherever you're going, and just people will go. And that's just the way it is. Like, you know what I mean? I'll be honest. I knew nothing about. I found out about the two protests the same day, and I posted the two protests, and then all the arguments started, and like it's ridiculous carry on. So I'm not going to comment anymore on it because you get into trouble when you can't comment on it. What's your thought on Anthony Casey and Glenn looking for McGregor support, seeing as it's accused as many sexual rapes, and this is what we stand against the unvetted men doing here in the country? Yes, exactly. But what? Conor McGregor hasn't been convicted of anything. It's a civil thing, and why not? Conor McGregor's the only man speaking out about it. Why not? Why would you not go there? Everybody went there. There was not every nationalist was there the other night. So yeah, I would have been there if I hadn't had the show on Tuesday night, and you could have slagged me off as well. You know, what's the problem with the leader of the Irish Freedom Party holding spaces with a transgender man? Like he tried to say that he gave me some sort of a space last year when I was running the elections and the whole lot. I didn't want any of that. I didn't do any of that. I'm sorry. Like, you know what I mean? But no, I'm sorry, Donna. I think we should be meeting with McGregor. Everyone should be meeting with McGregor. Okay, he's probably not going to get in as president, but he's the man who's going to help us take this country back, I think. You know what I mean? And so do every other nationalist in the country, most of them anyway. So, yeah, as I said, he hasn't been convicted of anything in a court of law. She was awarded 250. No, I'm not going to get into the ins and outs of the case and the whole lot, but you know yourself what happened. It's a civil matter. It's the same way Donald Trump was done in America. Civil matter. Only he lost 84 million. Like McGregor only lost 250 grand. But I'm sure when the two witnesses are allowed speak, and if they're not allowed to speak, well, then you'll know well then he's not guilty of what was said and what was happening. So yeah, if that answers your question, well, okay. Hi Paul, how are you doing? Where's Orla? Her daughter is a ballet or something like that. She's doing some show. So, yeah, listen, family is important. You know what I mean? You need to be with your family. Did Michael Gain, the missing farmer, go missing after maybe catching cattle rustlers in the act? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Hi, window man, Michael Sullivan. Evening all. K2824. This is baffling what happened to Michael Gain. I didn't hear what happened to Michael Gain. But Paul, why did he do that to us? I don't know, to be honest with you. I really don't know. You're open. Here we go. Paul, I wonder would it look better if we had a silent protest while we march, tape over our mouth, and in a defiant manner, it might take the opposition loonies look really bad. I think we should just take a different route, lads. Let's not go down past them at all. The guards will have all the resources all around them. They're all protected. The guards aren't there to protect us. The guards are not there. And don't think for a minute the guards are your friends, lads. Like, them guards are there to attack you and to stop you from attacking them. It's not to stop us from attacking them. You know what I mean? Listen, don't think for a minute. But what I do is now, if it was me, I would start the march and then I would veer off somewhere else and go marching wherever we want. And we could walk all around this city. If we have 10,000 people there, we can go anywhere we want without any hassles, because the police or nobody else are not going to. If you ever notice at these protests, it's always like we had that protest last year on the 5th of February. It was one of the best. It was nearly 10,000 people there. And contrary to what you see on RTE, a couple of hundred and a couple of this, yet when you put the two aerial photos together of us with our 10,000 that they said was only a couple of hundred, and do you remember the prostitute march where they all went, all the different, they brought in all Lakayla and all of the NGOs, they brought them all in and they had this big thing there. And yet the same size crowd had 50,000 RTE reported on. So they're called legacy media for a reason, and they will be gone very, very shortly. I'm telling you now. So, yeah, let's move on there. The best and most powerful thing you could do is completely ignore the lefties. Exactly what I said. Just walk away from them. Irish edition. Hold on. We'll be interested to see the numbers this time. So much publicity. If not 200,000, and then it's another failure. Come on. Listen, I'd be happy to get 10, 15,000 people out there. I really would. I don't know where you're going with your 200,000. You're not going to get 200,000 people out there. Come on now. Like, you're spitting. That's shy talk you're talking there now. You're not going to get that out. If we got 20,000, I would be one happy man. You know what I mean? But anything at all. Anything more than what we did the last time. Let them see what we have achieved. You know what I mean? Like this. Cheers, Frank Brand. Sorry. I'm going to go through more of these. Paul is if web page under maintenance. Paul is I have web page under maintenance. I'll be honest with you, I thought it was our maintenance, but I will go in and check after the show, and I'll get back to you there, Flame Chef, no problem. Ryan Corcoran, happy Easter to you, Paul Simons. Hope you are having a lovely day, my friend. I am indeed, Ryan. I'm having a great day. Fair play to you, mate. The water cannons will be there, so bring swim gear. Well, this is what I'm saying to you. If you don't go the route, don't go the planned route. You know what I mean? Because the old Bill will want to know what route you're going. Just take it. Just go off track. Walk anywhere you want. You can walk down Moore Street. We could stand outside Moore Street and out to the 1916 monument. We could do all of that. We only have to turn right at the Garden of Remembrance, right at the Ambassador, and we can walk through this whole town without being hindered. But what happens is when the protest finishes, the splinter groups that are going home, that's when the row starts. The guards try to move in and take over, like exactly what they did last year. 60 people were going up to Enoch Park after we had 10,000 people down there at the Custom House. That was a great day, okay? And they arrested 11 people that day. They cornered all in. Listen, we've all seen the videos. We've all seen heard the eyewitnesses' accounts. I got up there 8 minutes later and I videoed it and whatever. But listen, this is what they do. When it goes so well, they wait for the breakaway groups and then they get that gotcha moment. The RTE reporters are with them all the time. That Barry O'Kelly, he's a Slevene. He was being in the cars with them, and that's what they do. That's when they get their gotcha moment. And then it's all over the news and the newspapers the next day, everyone's name and address and phone number. Of course, I stuck my tongue out, didn't I? And that's everywhere. The whole internet. If you type in Papa Simons into Google, that's the first picture that comes up is me sticking my tongue out, So yeah. So hold on now. Oh, geez, we're up to 600 now, lads. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Right, I done. I did a video earlier because about biometric passports. Okay, biometric passports. That's where it's taken from. You have your iris done, you have your fingerprints done, and everything else. You know what I mean? And your facial recognition done. Now, listen, I'll play the video. I'll come back and we'll talk about it. Hang on. Let me see. Accused is not guilty. Anyone can accuse someone of something. That doesn't make it true. Yes, I agree with you, Trish, and I've said this all the time. Michael John Dennis, I'd love to see Conor becoming president. Listen, I hope. Listen. Are looking well. Keep up the good work, Paul Fitzsimons. Thanks very much, Ryan. Fair play to you. Anyone's thoughts on James Conway pulling away from the movement? Well, I'll be honest. I think he wants to do more. I think he wants to do more with the farm, and that's why he's pulled away from everything. Like, you know what I mean? And listen, that's his prerogative. Like, you know what I mean? He's gone. So, but we're still promoting the farm. We still want people to go up to the farm and do everything else. Like, we haven't fallen out with James or anything like that. So it was just James' decision. He took the decision himself. And listen, fair play to him. You have to. Oh, the man. Okay, let me see. We stand against this for the migrants coming here, but is it because he is Irish or a millionaire that Anthony Casey overlooks it and Glenn the same? I don't know what you mean. What do you mean by that? We stand against this for the migrants coming in. We're all standing against this. Conor McGregor is as well. Just so happens he is a millionaire, and fair play to him. If he could fund the organisation, how great do you think the nationalist movement would be if he could fund that? Listen, a lot of people are worried on it, and I don't know why you're worried about it, because you apparently are part of the nationalist organisation as well. But you know what I mean? Yeah, I'd gladly take money funded from him. Yeah, I would. Yeah, no problem. If he funded the party now and the party grew, wow, how cool would that be? Ulysses, that's what I said. I don't go near them for a second. The Garda and media want the optics. Yes, they do. Hi, Orla. Photos. Only photos today. Send you something you might like. Okay, I'll have a look at it in a minute. Good evening, Paul. Happy Easter. Christ is King. Christ is King. You're right. Should Herman Kelly step back? Well, we asked Herman Kelly to step back. We put in motions in December. Okay. And then Herman fought back at us and said well, Martin and Anthony tried to set up a vigilante group and all this crap, and to take the political party into their political way. All nonsense and lies. All nonsense and lies. And now the Irish Times are running with the same bullshit. So I wonder where all that came from. You know what I mean? So, no, none of that happened. None of it happened. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be talking to the lads about this. We're going to do a show about this, to tell the truth, because we have all the receipts. You know what I mean? We know. I was part of it. I was in the middle of it. Okay? There was a lot of us involved in this. There was 9 of us involved in it, and only 4 of us walked away. Okay? The others stayed there, but now one has since left. I think 2 have since left. But that's what happened. Some people are staying there for the leadership vote to get Herman out and this, that, and the other. And while I'm talking about it there, I'm going to play Michael Leahy's video. Okay, that's what I'm going to play. I may as well go with this, because Michael explains this, what he wants to do, and he more or less tells you what happened over the last few months.
Hi, this is Michael Leahy here. I want to explain my forthcoming motion at the Irish Freedom Party Ardèche, which is due to be held 26th of April. The motion seeks the removal of our current President Herman Kelly and his replacement by a 3-man commission which will aim to promote unity within the Irish nationalist cause. I want to make it clear I have no personal animus whatever against Herman. I think he's owed a debt of gratitude for what he's done for the nationalist movement over the past number of years, and he has made very great sacrifices in that regard, and for that he's owed a debt of gratitude. However, I think it is time to move on. We have not been successful. We've been a marginal party now for some 6 years, and we're not making great progress. I also think that unfortunately Herman has become something of an obstacle to the promotion of unity. I think without unity we have no future as a nationalist movement in the country. We are all destined to remain as minor, fractional and splinter parties. Unfortunately, a huge number of people have left the Irish Freedom Party after the last 2 elections. And unfortunately, one of the main reasons for that has been Herman's leadership style. So while I'm very grateful to him for what he's done, nevertheless, I think it is time to move on. I think when you don't have electoral success, it's time to look at alternatives. My proposal is to have a 3-man commission sitting for 3 months, which would take the role of president if needs be, or could possibly appoint an interim president. The purpose of that 3-man commission would be to seek unity with the other nationalist movements. There are, as I've said, many people who have left our party to join with other groups because they could not put up with what was happening within our party, unfortunately. And now we have descended into a situation where we're simply sniping at one another. We will never achieve electoral success in that fashion. I believe a 3-man committee with an outside mediator, and I have somebody very high caliber in mind for that, to conduct negotiations between the different groups, try to come together to form a new party if needs be. What I would like to see happening from this is that we would, at the end of that 3-month period, this commission would make a recommendation to the party. I would hope that we would be able to come together with the other groups, have a new Ardèche, have a new party, form a new party, have a new name if needs be, and at that stage elect a new leader. It can very often happen, people can become too attached to their own organisation. They can see that as being more important almost than the cause in which we all agree. It is very clear that all of the nationalist groups in Ireland are ad idem on almost every major issue. But because of personality differences, we have this very unfortunate system of disunity. The motion I put forward, which will be circulated to the members, has been condemned as being somewhat complex. I put a much simpler motion out initially, but it was rejected by some of the leadership of the party as not being in accordance with the Constitution, which I felt was a bit ridiculous because it was a constitutional change. I have now amended it to enable the Constitution to be amended so that my motion would be accepted. I would ask you to read it carefully, and I would ask for your support. Many people have asked me why I'm not running directly as leader. I think there's no point in being a leader of a small fractional group. I would only be interested in putting myself forward, possibly in the future, in the event of unity. I believe in the event of unity, the Irish nationalist movement will become attractive to people, and that a proper leader may emerge at that stage. And that is very necessary to support the cause that we all have. I would ask you to consider my motion very carefully. It will be circulated to the members. I believe it has been circulated to the members in advance of the Ardèche. I would ask you to give due consideration to it and to support it on the day. This is Michael Leahy asking for your support. Thank you very much.
Well, there you go. There's Michael spelling it out there now. And people there, Irish Edition, it doesn't matter if Conor is innocent or guilty, damage is done. Outside national circles, people think he is guilty, and others who are not sure won't risk voting for him. Yeah, listen, I've spoke to people, I've asked people about this, women especially. I've said it to them, what do you think of Conor McGregor? And he's a rapist, he's a this, he's a that, he's a this, he's a that. This is because the media capture the narrative here. Everything comes out about Conor McGregor. He did this, he did that, he did this, he did that. You know what I mean? So they capture the narrative, then everybody is listening to the narrative, then everyone is talking about it, and then he's guilty before he even stands trial. But you have him guilty, everyone has him guilty here, and this hasn't even been sent this was sent to the DPP, and the DPP refused it with lack of evidence. Like, you know what I mean? Come on, like this is not rocket science, like, you know what I mean? You only have to look through it. This is a civil case. You know what I mean? This is what it is. This was a civil case that was brought, and exactly when he came out about his presidency, and when he tweeted about that, it miraculously just appeared. You know what I mean? Reappeared. And now they're trying to pull other stuff out. You know what I mean? But apparently he has 2 witnesses that need to come, and if you don't let the witnesses talk, well, then you draw your own conclusions. Because if it's like with the Gardaí here, when you ask for CCTV footage. If the CCTV footage is good for them, they'll supply CCTV footage. But if it's bad for them, they won't supply it. They'll tell you the cameras were off. Works both ways here, mate. You can't accept CCTV footage and evidence from one person and not the other person to let them counteract it. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? That's just, I'm sorry. What's this now? We need to print our own paper to let people know. Yeah, we should. You know what I mean? Paddy McGregor has millions of followers. He could raise an army when it's needed, and I don't mean them clowns in boots with rainbow fairy wings on them. Yes, Air Force. I trusted my gut on Herman, and my gut was right. He looks past you when he's talking to you. Listen, guys, Herman, I thought Herman was my friend and everything else. I thought he listened to me, and he used to ring me for advice, and I used to ring him for advice. And I asked him to do a few things, and he really disappointed me in, and that's just me. Okay, I'm sorry, but he did. And you know, people who know what happened. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not here to bash anyone. You know what I mean? So listen, it is what it is. You know, but like, I just don't like the lies being shown. I just don't like the lies. I'm being honest with you. Like, I'm very transparent with everything. Like, you know what I mean? Anyone who knows me will tell you who I am, what I'm all about. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's just I just can't. The sneakiness and the underhandedness, that's not for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're either with someone, you're with people, and you're trustworthy to them people. You know what I mean? And you back them people to the hilt, or step back. You know what I mean? And let someone else in that'll do that. You know what I mean? And that didn't happen. So, Paul, why isn't Orla on the show anymore? Can you at least answer that? She's sorry. I answered it earlier. She's at a ballet show. Her daughter had a ballet show. She'll be on about 9:30, 10 o'clock or whatever she will. So I'm trying to filibuster this. You know what I mean? So yeah, actually, I tell you what I'm gonna do. Right, Jesus, we have 800 on there now. I'm just gonna bang that up. Fair play to everyone. Like, share, subscribe, and send it everywhere, people. I put up where you can do it from now. We just hit 800, and anyway, so fair play to everyone. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Keep sharing it the whole lot. You can get us on the WhatsApp on 089 203 1521 from outside Ireland, plus 353 89 203 1521. You can also get us live on X at FitzyDub, at Anthony L. Casey, and at Ruggermorph27. And you can also get Facebook, Paul Fitzsimons, and the Freedom Network Facebook. So please, and on www.theirishchannel.com/live. And if you could you buy us a coffee? I have a full one here at the moment, so it gives a little. Yeah, deadly. Nice one. But as I said there on the bottom, keep sharing. We've 800 live. Dick Springer's a gobshite. Okay, I know he is. Remember his name, Dick Spring. I was looking at for a blatant condom or something, wasn't it? Dick Spring. Mental. But I'll hide that there. What I want to do is, look, I tell you what, I've done a video today, and I just want to play that video. Okay, I'm going to bring that over here. Biometrics passports. Okay, let me just, I'm going to share this out here. Present. Come on. Present. Okay, we need sound there as well. Okay, you can see that there now. You'll be able to see it, like, so. I'm just going to play that there now. Before I start this is for educational purposes only, and any of the information I speak about in this is readily available to gov.ie websites and Gript Media and every other website that's quoted in this. It's all readily available to the public. Biometric passports were introduced into Ireland in 2006. How to identify a biometric passport. The simplest way to tell if your passport is biometric is by looking at the cover. If there's a small camera logo at the bottom, then it's a biometric passport. Why are passports important? A passport is an internationally recognized travel document that confirms your identity and nationality. What is a biometric passport? A biometric passport, also known as e-passport, is a travel document that includes an embedded electronic microchip containing biometric data such as facial recognition, fingerprints, and sometimes iris scans. This technology enhances security and facilitates faster identity verification at border control. What is the primary purpose of passport control? Well, the primary purpose of passport control is to secure a nation's borders by preventing illegal immigration and monitoring the entry and exit of visitors and citizens of that country. Which countries have issued biometric passports? At the end of December 2024, 174 have passports with a contactless NFC chip, also called e-passports or biometric passports, which means that those passports can be read with Read ID. How can biometric passports help the Garda Síochána and immigration personnel? Biometric passports have a significant impact on law enforcement and border control operations globally. By incorporating biometric technology, authorities can accurately and effectively verify the identity of individuals crossing both borders. This enhances both national security and public safety. Additionally, biometric passports assist in identifying individuals with criminal records or those on watch lists, helping the Garda Síochána track and apprehend potential threats more effectively. Overall, the use of biometric passports improves border control and strengthens efforts of national and international law enforcement agencies in maintaining security. The Council Directive 2004/82/EC of 29th of April 2004. The Council Directive on the obligation of carriers, aeroplanes to communicate passenger data. According to the directive, air carriers are required to communicate information concerning their passengers travelling to the European Union border crossing. Passenger details. The passenger manifest should include the full name of each passenger, along with their age, gender, and other relevant personal information. Identification. For security purposes, it is important to include identification details for each passenger, such as passport or ID card numbers. Passenger ships. Directive 98/41/EC and its amendments by Directive EU 2017-2109 mandates reporting of passenger details on passenger ships, including additional information about passengers on board. The Schengen Agreement. Ireland is not part of the Schengen area. This means that you must have a national passport or national identity card to enter Ireland from European Economic Area and countries on all other countries. Here's just a few biometric passports and when they were introduced into these countries. Georgia's biometric passport was introduced in 2010. Algeria's was introduced, the biometric passport was introduced in 2012. The Botswana biometric passport was introduced in 2022, and the Albanian biometric passport was introduced in 2009. Ukraine introduced biometric passports in 2013. Below is the iPass occupancy breakdown by nationality issued by the Irish government on the 19th of the 1st, 2025. This document is already available on gov.ie. Only 3 countries out of the 30 have not issued biometric passports. The government put this information up online. So as you can see there, the top 10 are Nigeria, Georgia, Algeria, Somalia, Jordan, Zimbabwe, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, and South Africa. They all have been issued with biometric passports. Gript media source Dr. Matt Tracy, April 15, 2025. 96% of migrants who present with false or no documentation allowed to stay. A reply to a Freedom of Information request from a Gript reader has shown that almost all of the people who present themselves at Dublin Airport with either no identification or false identification are nonetheless allowed to remain and to apply for international protection. A total of 1,562 people presented with no documents or with false documents between September 2024 and the end of February this year. 1,508 of those persons then indicated to the Border Management Unit that they wanted to make an application for international protection. Taoiseach admits majority of asylum seekers are economic migrants. The Taoiseach has said the majority of people applying for asylum here are economic migrants. Micheál Martin yesterday echoed comments made by the Justice Minister at the weekend, who said too many people seeking international protection are not entitled to do so. That was by Brian Mahon on the 5th of March 2025. How do these people with no identification obtain a PPS number? Thank you for listening. Sorry, I'm talking there and I'm no sound. I'm so sorry. I was waffling away there. But so sorry. Yeah. What I was saying is there, don't think for a minute that they haven't got, sorry, the sound is back on. I'm back on now. I'm sorry. But what I was saying was that that is your card for your personal card, your public services card. You have to give biometrics for that. I had to give biometrics for mine down in the social welfare. They give you all the thing, and the thing is square in your face, and you have to sit there and you have to wait there for 2 seconds and okay, have it. And I said, what's this for? Oh, you just need this. This is the new thing you need to get. And this is what they tell you. You can't go on the social welfare if you haven't got one of these. So yeah, it's just crazy. Like, you know what I mean? So they have all your data. And what I'm saying to you is, how are these people getting in here? You know what I mean? How am I still no sound? I have to have sound now. Let me see there. Hold on for a minute. Audio. 1 2 1 2. No, I have. The mic is working. Yeah, I should have sound. No, 5.5. Thank you very much. But yeah, the biometric password. Like if they had the ID thing to check them, and they had the face recognition thing, surely that would show up on the database who they are and where they're from. You know what I mean? And the fact that out of the 30 nationalities that we have in the IPAS centres, only 3 of them countries don't use biometric data. So this is what they, you know, like, what are they doing? Like, they have to get on a plane with a passport. Like, they don't get on a plane without a passport. They didn't go through England and get on the plane and say, well, listen, I'm going to Ireland to claim asylum, because they won't be let on the plane. So they're losing their passports. And the reason they're losing their passports is because they have some sort of, you know, even either criminal cases or pedophilia, or I don't know. They could be sex offenders, they could be rapists, they could be anything. But we've already had people brought in here who have recommitted, you know what I mean, who have killed people here, and like they had done it before in other countries. You know what I mean? The typical case is young Lauren Spencer. She was savagely beaten and abused and raped for 7 hours. She only barely got away, and she lives to tell the story. And the same guy had done this in France and in England or somewhere like that, France or Switzerland. Like, if they were doing their job properly, these things wouldn't happen. You know what I mean? It just wouldn't happen. You know what I mean? What's this now? Morify, accused, the word accused, and many women and some men have been in some way sexually attacked or abused. That does not mean every man accused is guilty. Agendas are real. Research everything. Exactly, research everything. Their passports are lying at the bottom of the sea like the Titanic. I get that, but they have biometric passports. They had to give either facial scans or fingerprints to get this. So as soon as they give their fingerprints here, if they're even given, I'm telling you now, they're not. Okay, I'm telling you now for a fact that they were bussing people in. I done this before Christmas over at the Merchants Quay, outside Merchants Quay on a Tuesday morning. They closed down Merchants Quay and they bussed them in from the airport to Merchants Quay and they processed them in Merchants Quay. I have witnessed that myself. I've done videos outside it before because they're not going through the iPass centre. So how many is going through there that we're not being told about? You know what I mean? If they're not going through the iPass centre and they're being processed and given tents in there, how many is actually coming into this country? We don't know. You know what I mean? We don't know. Trish Clark, Paul, they don't know who they are because they already know they're criminals. Exactly. On the run or illegal welfare migrants. Yes, that's why they give them the new identity and say they know who they are. Yes, well, this needs to be challenged, Trish. I'm sorry. It's really bad. Like, you know what I mean? The Minister for Justice now has to be challenged on this. Unite or die, Shadow Man. I respect what you were saying. This problem has the potential of being much, much worse. If Britain falls, we are all... Yeah, okay. Paul, our government does not care for us. Yeah, well, we need a new government, lads. That's what we need. So get out on the 26th and show these people who you are and where you come from. You know what I mean? Because no good. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you, lads. I'm just browned off with people telling me, oh, you're doing great work and I agree with everything you're doing. And like, and then while I'm in town on the 26th, they're sitting in the pub watching a match or whatever, you know, not giving a shit. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, they'll tell you, oh, yeah, you're doing great work and I love what you're doing and I'm behind you all the way. Well, if you're behind us all the way, come out on the 26th, lads and ladies. Bring out your kids, bring out your grannies, bring out your granddads. Just be there and show of force here. That's what we need to do. You know what I mean? What's this? Air Force. Paul, please put some after sun on your face. You need to take care of yourself or my missus will give out. I got a bit of sun there over the last few days. Yeah, isn't it great? Like, I only have to look at it. Like, you know what I mean? I was feeling a bit of a skip and doing some fences out the back. And listen, hey, it's great. Like, you know what I mean? I love it. But that's probably it. That's probably going to be it now for the bleeding summer. Watch. It's always the same. The immigrants are not processed. They're not processed. I know they're not processed. I really do. I know people in the airport have told me. They all came in during lockdown while the rest of us are being quarantined. Yes. Criminals knowingly being allowed in by the authorities. The question is why? Exactly why? Because they're the ones that'll turn on us when push comes to shove, lads. That's the problem here. You know what I mean? Their approach is bulk the population up and worry about the problem. Yeah. Listen, we won't have a population, an Irish population in 10 years. They're talking about 20 years. We won't have one in 10 years. Lads, look around you. Look what's going on, lads. You know what I mean? And ladies, come on. The passport the invaders are using are probably not biometric because the countries they came from are not top of the class like our lick asses. Yeah, yeah. Society. Okay. An Irish passport is like Willy Wonka's golden ticket for... Yeah, exactly. That's it. Yeah. What's this? I've got 6 people so far on board for the protest. I'm trying my best to get more. Fair play to you, Paul. And anyone who is coming to the protest, try and even bring one person with you. Bring one person with you because I'm going to be honest, we got 10,000 last year, at least 10,000. It took 21 minutes. 21 minutes from the first. I was at the start of it and I got down to the what you call it, the custom house. And I saw the video. There was videos from the next day people put up. 21 minutes it took the people to get from the start of O'Connell Street to the end of the tail. 21 minutes. Like, we were standing down there for a good 25 minutes by the time everyone, more, probably a half an hour. Because I done a video saying, lads, look at this. This is amazing. You know, it was something to behold, like, you know what I mean? It really was. And it was great to be there. And I think I spoke at that one as well. But like, it was just brilliant, like, you know what I mean? And that's what we need. Bring one of your friends with you, or 2 of your friends, or 3 of your friends, or make a day of it, like, you know what I mean? Into the Celt then after for a few points and have a bit of crack. And, you know, that's what it's all about. It's about networking. We need to be networking people. Yeah, exactly, Paul. They need to be challenged. They lie to us on a daily basis and are getting away with it, giving new identities to foreign criminals and allowing them to live in their country. It's making it unsafe for us. You know what I mean? What's Eddie saying? Hello from all your female groupie fans. Thanks very much, Eddie. Oh, yeah, man. Michael John, there's no proper immigration facilities at Holyhead. The North Wales police are overwhelmed. But like, they're coming in through Belfast. You know what I mean? That's where they're coming from. You know, it's... Like 95% of them have none, but yet they had to have it getting in there. You know what I mean? During lockdowns, customs and immigration were ordered to stand down when they were coming in. Yeah, you know. If a country is not Irish led, it's no longer Ireland. It might be as well be Sweden. Yeah, yeah. He flew straight to his city of origin, and booked a ticket for Dublin, straight on welfare, and got a brand new council house. And this is the story. You're right, Letitia. This is happening all over the place. Like I live in Clonee, okay, and lads, I'm not messing with you. I said this on the show last week. Like the amount of Muslim women, I'm not messing. About 3 weeks ago, there was probably 2 of them walking with buggies. I'm not messing. It's about, I'd say it's up to about 12 I've seen every day when I'm out walking. Now, whether they're looking after kids for other people, I don't know. You know what I mean? But it's just the amount of them. It's gone ridiculous. Like, it really has. Like, you go over into Hansfield and like it's like Spot the Irish over there. Like, you know what I mean? It really is. Like, you know, and it's going to get bad because them cultures they'll clash. They'll be fighting. And listen, it's coming, lads. It's coming. You know what I mean? You need to come out and even come out on the patrols with Sinn Féin Dine, sign up with us and come out on the patrols with Sinn Féin Dine if there's problems in your area, just to show a bit of strength that you know that they know that people aren't on their own. You know what I mean? So if you can join Sinn Féin Dine, Ukrainians no insured, there's no NCT, and still get cars fixed for free. That was like you're a poet, and then look, Ukrainians no insured, there's no NCT, and still get their cars fixed for free. How is this legal under the Equality Act? Yeah, it's not. It's the rubbing it in your face thing that does my head in. You know, it really is. Jesus Christ, people. We're up to nearly 900. I'll do 900 in a minute. Yeah. Organised buses between us for the protest. Listen, and I've said it to anyone, come out. There's the WhatsApp number. I know people are texting into me there, but I'm on my own, lads, and I'm really, really trying to keep this together. You know what I mean? Sound. Yeah. Okay. I have one to play here, and this man is a very good friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, and I class him as a friend. Yeah, I do. And I've been to a lot of things with him, and he's just sick of this shit. Like, you know what I mean? He is, and it's a video here to tell you what it is. This is the great Ferg Power.
How's it going, everyone? Just had the police at me door harassing me and upsetting my family and my little one. Delivering a summons from a date, the 27th of July 2023 is the day Fergal Harrington, superintendent, and all his game squad up there stood all over me in Ballybrack Village for absolutely nothing. Political police, and I was a target that day, and everyone knows it, everyone's seen the video. And now they're harassing me over charges, trumped up bullshit public order charges that were already thrown out of court, by the way. They've already been struck out. So this is nothing but harassment, because I have an ongoing case against Fergal Harrington and all the other games that jumped at me that day. So I don't know what your tactic is. Because I've thrown the absolute kitchen sink at me, alright? And I'm still standing here laughing at you and smiling at you. I've absolutely no fear in none of you. The government, police, mainstream media, all their little attack dogs on the left couldn't give any less of a shit about you, alright? I have God in my life, that's who I walk with, and that's who guides me. Yeah. Funny that today was in Holy Week is the day that Judas Iscariot took his 30 pieces of silver to betray Jesus. I'd love to know what yous were promised to all yous, Micheál Martin, Varadkar Coveney, all you shitebags in the police and mainstream media. What have yous been promised to sell your country out the way yous have and turn your backs and sell it out to your own people the way yous have? Yous are absolutely disgusting. Yous are rotten to the core. And your 30 pieces of silver be no good where yous are going. I'll tell you that here now. Be no uses at all. Now, get into your head, say whatever you want. You're never going to make me back down. I will never bend, I'll never break for any of yous, right? Because I have no fear of yous. None whatsoever. Alright? And I'm going to make sure every one of yous are brought to task. Every last one of yous traitors. God bless everyone that's free. There we go, brah.
Fair play to Ferg, I have to say. Fair play to him. And he's dead right. And we have to bring every one of these to task. I don't care what anyone says. Like this COVID shit, what happened? The likes of the kids dying. Like, Ferg is a very good friend of Ava's father now. And that child died because of vaccines and everything else. That all needs to be highlighted. The whole COVID scam needs to be highlighted. You know what I mean? And the people who perpetrate that, the people who push that, the agendas they push, they all need to be held accountable for what they did. You know, the health minister, the Gardaí, everybody that partook in this genocide shite, you know what I mean? Killing people off and everything else. It was like the amount of people that died, the excess deaths are through the roof, like, you know what I mean? And nobody is talking about it. You know, don't say that. None of the political parties, even political parties on our side, don't talk about it. But listen, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about the shit that's going on here. We're getting poisoned here with vaccines and everything else. And I'm going to show a video there in the next few minutes for people whose kids have autism. And it's from Robert Kennedy. It's 9 minutes long. And I'm telling you now, it's compelling listening for people. I've been saying it for years about this, that autism is up because of vaccines and because of childhood vaccines. People have laughed at me and people have told me I'm a conspiracy theorist and that never happened. And there's no reports for this and there's no reports for that. Have a listen to what he has to say in the next few minutes. And just let me read out a few more. I can't wait for the protest. I can't wait for the protest. And for people who aren't not sure, please go to it. Go to it. It's a party atmosphere. You will have a great day. And it is a party atmosphere. And everyone is, you're doing very good, Paul. Thanks very much. But everyone who is at that for the same thing, because they know what's going on in this country. That's exactly why we're there. And that's why we get on well with each other. Like, I have friends now, well, not my friends, friends of, like I used to have friends that are not my friends anymore because of this. You know what I mean? That still think I'm nuts. And you know what I mean? I didn't just change overnight. You know what I mean? I'm still the same person I was all that time ago. It's just, I don't know. I think I'm just more awake than other people, or I cop onto things quicker, or I don't listen. I'm never usually far wrong about anything. I can call things before they happen and everything. Mystic fits, as everyone says. That Jaden says, I'm the Highlander. You know what I mean? But hang on there. Jesus Christ, we're flying there. We're up to 1,000 again there now. Happy days. Keep sharing this out there, people. And I'm going to go with this Robert F. Kennedy video. Okay. Have I got it there? I think, yeah, I have. Now, guys, it's 9 minutes, but I'm going to be honest. It's brilliant. It really is brilliant. So I'll be back. I'll just grab myself a coffee and I'll be back.
I'm going to go over some of the key numbers from the ADDM report. Overall, the autism is increasing in prevalence at an alarming rate. The study tests 8-year-olds who were born in 2014. And by the way, these studies are 2 years later than they should be. And one of the things that we're going to do as we move this function to the Administration for a Healthy America, to the Chronic Disease Division, the new Chronic Disease Division, is we are going to have updated real-time data so that people can look at this, so Americans can understand what is happening with chronic disease in this country in real time, and not have to wait 2 years to react. We don't wait 2 years to react to a measles epidemic, and we should not, or any kind of infectious disease. We shouldn't have to do that for diabetes or autism. The ASD prevalence rate in 8-year-olds is now 1 in 31. Shocking. There's an extreme risk for boys. Overall, the risk for boys of getting an autism diagnosis in this country is now 1 in 20. And as high in California, which has the best data collection. So it probably also reflects the national trend, 1 in 12.5 boys. This is part of an unrelenting upward trend. The prevalence 2 years ago was 1 in 36. Since the first ADDM report in 1990, which was 1992 births, autism has increased by a factor of 4.8. That's 480%, I believe. The first ADDM survey was 22 years ago when prevalence was 1 in 150 children. In all the core states, the trend is consistently upward. and most cases now are severe. So about 25% of the kids who are diagnosed with autism are nonverbal, non-toilet trained, and have other stereotypical features, head banging, tactile and light sensitivities, stimming, toe walking, etc. One of the things that I think that we need to move away from today is this ideology that the autism diagnosis, that the autism prevalence increases, the relentless increases, are simply artifacts of better diagnoses, better recognition, or changing diagnostic criteria. If you look at Table 3 of the ADDM report, it's clear that the rates are real, that they are increasing in the last 10 years, which is the beginning with the first one. Year by year, there is a steady, relentless increase. I want to, because this epidemic denial has become a feature in the mainstream media, and it's based on an industry canard. And obviously, there are people who don't want us to look at environmental exposures. And so I want to just read you some of the little excerpts from some of the older studies. The baseline for autism in this country was established with the largest epidemiological study in history, a study of all 900,000 children in the state of Wisconsin, children under the age of 12. They found 0.7 children had autism in every 10,000. That's less than 1 in 10,000. Today we're at 1 in 31. That study also confirmed the 4-to-1 male to female ratio. There were at that time just over 60 children in Wisconsin with autism, and today it's around 20,000. In 1987, there was another exhaustive study, a peer-reviewed study in North Dakota, set out to count every child in the state with a pervasive developmental disorder, including autism. That study meticulously combed through every record, every diagnosis, and he even conducted in-person assessments of the entire population of 180,000 children under 18. The autism rate they found was 3.3 per 10,000. So that's in line with the 1 in 10,000 that was found in Wisconsin 17 years earlier. For context, today the last number of 1 in 36 is 83 times higher. In 1987, out of every 1 million kids, 330 were diagnosed with autism. Today, there are 27,777 for every million. If you accept the epidemic denier's narrative, you have to believe that researchers in North Dakota missed 98.8% of the children with autism, that thousands of profoundly disabled children were somehow invisible to doctors, teachers, parents, and even their own study. The same researchers who followed the original cohort for 12 years to double-check their number, they went back in 2000 and found that they had missed exactly one child. So doctors and therapists in the past were not stupid. They weren't missing all these cases. The epidemic is real. Between 1959 and 1965, researchers from 14 hospitals associated with major universities undertook the national collaborative perinatal project tracking 30,000 children from birth to age 8. This was no half-baked survey-based analysis. The study conducted 9 separate screenings covering neurology, psychology, speech, language, hearing, and visual function. Every developmental quirk, anomaly, and disorder was logged with painstaking detail. Autism, a condition characterized by profound impairments in social communication and behavior, would have stood out like a neon sign. There were 14 cases. That's 4.7 per 10,000. So we know what the historic numbers are, and we know what the numbers are today. And it's time for everybody to stop attributing this to this ideology of epidemic denial. In 2009, the California State Legislature charged the Mind Institute at UC Davis with because this myth was already becoming pervasive, the myth of epidemic denial was already becoming pervasive in the mainstream media. The California legislature directed the Mind Institute at UC Davis to answer the question. And Irva Hertz-Pichotto is a highly esteemed, revered scientist, neurology, and epidemiologist, came back with a definitive answer: the epidemic is real. Only a very, very small portion of it can be changed to can be charged to better recognition or better diagnostic criteria. I want to say a couple of other things. There are many, many other studies that affirm this. And
wow. Honestly, lads, that's just crazy, isn't it? I was just listening to what he was saying there. Like, now, I'm going to be honest, lads. I'm 56, and ladies, I'm 56 years of age. I never heard of any kids in my class or that I palled around with that had a peanut allergy or had any sort of allergies. Like, you know what I mean? Never. It's only in the last few years you hear this, and people are saying, "Oh, he can't eat nuts now. We can't do this now. We can't do that now." Like, why is this? Like, you know what I mean? Why is it? Like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. Like, he turned around there and he said I think it was between 1965 and 1955 and 65, 14 hospitals done a test on 30,000 people, you know, and 1 in 10,000 kids had autism. So that's 1 in every 10,000, like, you know what I mean? And it's 1 in 31 today. Like, what has happened here? What has gone wrong here? Like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. What's this? Ursula von der Leyen had private meetings with CEO of Pfizer early. Yeah, they did. Yeah. Need to stop smoking. Who needs to stop smoking? Me, is it? Finola, I'm grounded in the truth. I'm grounded in the truth as well. And I do ground myself every day now. I go out the back there now and I stand in the grass and the muck for a few minutes just to ground myself, because grounding is good, you know. I wasn't aware of the oral cancer, but I heard they were bad. Yeah, and someone just put in there a few minutes ago that, what about the, yeah, okay. What about, sorry, what was it they said? The HPV vaccines. Why give HPV vaccines to boys? That makes no sense at all. And another thing, like, why would you give babies hepatitis B shots? You know, like hepatitis shot, like that's a sexually transmitted disease or from drugs or something like that. And only if the mother has had it, and it's, you know, like, you don't need to do that. Like, you know what I mean? Children, like, kids aren't active until they're older. Talk about that then. You know what I mean? Like, you don't give it to a newborn child. And these things are full of mercury, and like, do a bit of research on this stuff, people. Like, you know what I mean? Really, like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. You know what I mean? People ridicule me because I do a bit of research. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's readily available to you. If you don't believe me, like, don't call me mental and don't call me this and don't fall out with me over stupid shit. Like, if you're not going to do the research yourself, like, this is what we try to do. We try to do research and put it out to people. It gets through to some people. But I've stopped trying to get through to people now. I really have. It's just, it doesn't matter anymore. You know what I mean? Big Pharma run the country now, and they did worse than the church done. Yeah. He speaks like that because of neurological issue, nothing to do with smoking or cancer. Oh, sorry. Okay, I didn't get what you were saying there either. Yeah, he has a neurological thing in his throat. Paul, there was no such thing as autism until the Rain Man movie came out. Honestly, fact. Yeah, there you go. You know what I mean? Paul, check the image I sent you. Hang on, let me just check the image Jaden just sent me. Al has sent me in something as well. What's that? Okay. Ah, that's lovely. Go on, you boy. Well done. This is deadly. I love this one, lads. I really do. I love this one. Look. Yeah. Fitty dub. Finding Mustafa. Go on, you boy. It's brilliant. Fair play to you, Jaden. Keep them coming, brother. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Mara Faye. What's Mara saying? Sorry, I'll just go with there's too many chemicals in foods. Yes, there is way too many. I was brought up in Newbridge County and I was told I was stupid. Yeah, we're all stupid, mate. This is heartbreaking. If anyone knows how to get the figures from Ireland of autism, the death figures have quadrupled. We need to see Irish autism figures for the last 10 years. Vaccines are making our kids so unhealthy, slow death. I agree with you. I really do agree with you. Like, I remember a girl, I worked in a big multinational company, like a big one here in Blanchardstown. And I remember one of the girls saying it to me that, like, the day her child got vaccinated, it changed the child. And she used to say it all the time. And like, the others used to laugh at her, and they'd laugh at her behind her back. They wouldn't laugh at her to her face, like, she's bleeding mental, that doesn't happen. And I was skeptical myself at the time, like, you know what I mean? It's only really the last 5 years, probably 2019, 6 years maybe, I've started looking into different stuff like this. And then during COVID, I just went mental doing research and everything else. Like, I was watching America. I'm not messing. I was up to 3 and 4 in the morning watching America and seeing what was going on in America between presidential races, and of course I was posting stuff on Facebook, and then people would come back to me calling me a fucking idiot, and of course I'd retaliate, and and you'd get banned, and but all these gobshites know now I was right, you know what I mean? So I don't really care, you know what I mean? What's this one here? A 70-year-old man gets texts from a health to get shots. Any doctor who gives a bit, yeah. They were texting my man and dad, and my man and dad were down at the doctors a few weeks ago, and your woman said it to her. She says, "You're not going for the vaccine, Mary." No more vaccines, even flu vaccines. So I got them out of jail there, I hope, for a while. You know what I mean? Shadow play, giving flu shots to children who get pregnant. Yeah. I'm just going to bring my friend up here. Hello there, Ferg. How are you, brother?
I'm in the bleeding dark, Paulo.
Hello, we can hear you. We can see you, yeah? What's the story? How's things?
All good, brother. All good. How are you?
I'm good, yeah. I'm deadly, yeah. Tonight, Orla's running a bit late now, but I played your video there. What happened exactly yesterday? You came to the house and... Go on.
Usual shit. Come here. Look, I don't come into a lot of stuff that's happened to me and my family,
yeah,
Paul.
I know, yeah. No, but
it's just, come here, it's just continued harassment. They don't bother me, Paul. It's like water off a duck's back. I couldn't give a shit about them.
Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah, I'm the same.
They tried all the tactics, mate. They thrown the kitchen sink at me. And as I said yesterday, I'm still here fucking laughing at them and smiling. I don't give a shit about them.
Yeah, you're right. And as I said as well, like, we're the only ones that talk about vaccines or about deaths or about anything like that. There's nobody else talking about it. Like, you know what I mean? And we need to keep this up. And somebody said there, how are you going to hold them to account unless you get into government? Well, that's the plan, is to get a nationalist government into government, you know what I mean? And try and, change these things. But I'm going to be honest, if I ever got into government, I'd be holding them accountable. I'd be putting motions in and legislations in to hold every one of them accountable. I don't give a shit. And I'm sure you would yourself.
Come here. It's the greatest crime against humanity ever, lads, and it's getting swept under the carpet. These absolute show of demons literally think they're getting away with murder. And we need, see the thing in the 26th, right? We need to get the same people on board with all the platforms and push this, right, and have a big rally about the excess mortality and all that. They think they're getting away with murder. Look at Ava O'Brien. This can't be let go. I'm not letting that go. I will not stop until these are all brought to justice. I'm not joking you, Paul. It's just...
I agree. What do you think of what's going on now today and all around the country at the minute? It's gone crazy, isn't it? Did you watch that video about the biometric passports?
Yeah.
They know exactly who's coming in here. They know exactly who's coming in here.
Come here,
Why
even
are
on
they
the
letting it
lockdown,
happen?
even when they had us locked down, Paul, my wife Laurie has that thing. You know, you can check the fisheries and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
the planes going over the whole lot. The air fisheries are getting raped while they had the whole country locked down. Where they stopped air fishermen from walking. They're absolute filth. The most anti-Irish show, the corrupt scumbags that I've ever seen in my life. And they all have to go. They all have to be brought to task. And that's what we're all walking towards.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want as well. But they have to be held to task. They have to be. You know what I mean? There's no just forgetting about this. I don't care. They've done too much damage to the country. There's no, and to children and everyone else and families. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they've ruined families here with lockdowns and turning people against each other as anti-vaxxers and just people who done a bit of research and knew what was going on. Like, families have been ruined. Fathers away from their children. It's despicable what they done, Ferg. You know what I mean? And they all have to be held accountable. I don't care. They really do.
2,000,000%, Paul. That's it. It can't be let go. No way. Look, I stood when the day we were outside Pfizer rings down, myself, Barry, and let's wake up early and give them a big shout out. You know what? The most unsung heroes. I'm not joking. These people are the most unsung heroes in fucking Ireland. The work that they did out in the street with Barry when it was horrible to go out and do at the start. We got an awful time. We got spat at. We got fucking attacked nearly bleeding. You know what I mean? But the change in the last year or so is just phenomenal. People know what the story is, Paul. They know that they're at the being hurt and they're at the murdering people belong to them.
Yeah. And it's just, that's what I'm saying. They have to be held to account. You know what I mean? That Mancunian candidate, your man, the Minister for Health, what was his name the last time? He had a big part to play in this. Luke O'Neill, they all have a big part to play in this. RTE, as I said, RTE are legacy media now for a reason, because nobody watches them anymore. Like, none of the nationalists, nobody I know watches RTE anymore. And rightly so, you know what I mean? Like, anyone, like, what have we got there now? I think we're nearly up to 1,200 there now. There's 1,200 people there listening to us and what we're talking about, telling the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll tell 1,200 more people what we said. You know what I mean? And then that'll snowball from there. People will start waking up then. You know what I mean? And that's what we're here to do. You know what I mean? Keep telling the truth. You know what I mean?
Paul,
I'm going to try and get someone on, doctors on, in the next few weeks, and do a show, probably an hour about it, about the excess deaths and the mortality and how this has gone down. And like Dr. Jerry Waters speaks out about it all the time, like, you know what I mean? So I might talk to him and try and get Dr. Vincent Carroll or something on, and we go from there, because this has to get out, you know what I mean? And everybody has to be held accountable. That's it.
Yeah. Every emotion they walk on with people, it's all fear-based. Everything is fear-based. Vaccines, you have to get your child vaccinated, this and that. Putting fucking poison in babies from the minute they're born, it's absolutely rotten. And all these have to be held to account. But I always said, Apollo, their biggest weapon is fear. And their biggest weapon is the truth. And keep on hitting them with it and they will fall. And they are falling, brother. They're falling.
Yeah, I know they are. I'm watching them. It's our truth that's making them fall big. You know what I mean? We're dead wide. We're watching it, you know? And you can see from all the attacks that the likes of Anthony and Ireland Forest and Shannon and Dina are getting now in the Irish Times and everything else now. They must be over the target. We must be doing something right here, Ferg. You know what I mean? Otherwise, they wouldn't be bothered with us. You know what I mean? So long may it continue. You know what I mean?
Just wear it as a badge of honor. Just wear it as a badge of honor, seriously. And just one more thing, lads. Just the week that's in it and the whole lot. Turn back, if you haven't already, turn back to God and ask him to guide you and help you through this mess, because he's the only one that's going to get us out of this, right? And I've said it before, in our proclamation, the first line in our proclamation tells us all we need to take Ireland back. That's God and Irish men and Irish women.
Yeah. You're right, Ferg. Well said.
Hey, come here. Say hello to my mother-in-law. She watches all the time. Say hello to Teresa, will you?
How are you, Teresa? Is that Teresa? I think.
How
are you, Teresa? How's things? I'll probably see you on the Saturday, Teresa. I'm going to be honest, Ferg. The amount of people that we meet now and come up and say, "Oh, you're Paul off the Irish Column," or "You're Paul off Ireland Live," it's great, like, you know what I mean? It's fucking deadly, like, you know what I mean? That people know you, and you know it is. It's really cool, like, you know what I mean? And it's nice to feel appreciated, because people, You want to see the text to get after this. Oh, great show, fair play. I love you telling the truth, and I love you doing the line bit at the end. And that's why I do the truth bit at the end, Ferg, because that's it. That's all we do is tell the truth. We'll show everything, you know. I actually have Mick the Git is in the chat there as well. I was going to see, does he want to come up? If he does, Mick, send a text into the WhatsApp group there, 0892031521. If you don't worry about it. But yeah, nice one, Ferg. Thanks for coming on.
No, but I'll talk to you later. God bless.
I'll talk to you later. Cheers, buddy. Thank you. And that's the man who, and somebody put up there, tell Ferg thanks for the service. And listen, thank you so much for your service, mate. Really do. Everyone appreciate you. Paul, can you get Paul? Try contact Ivor Cummins, great guy, and call Bull on COVID from the start. Yeah, I agree. Joan, they used to use mercury to bind the MMR, and they use palm oil, hence the rise in peanut allergies. Oh, I didn't know that, Joan. Okay, there you go. That's that answered. But 100% Fergus, we need to turn to God, fill the churches. What's Audrey saying? My both boys have issues, 30s and 18. And 18, is it vaccines we've been getting as kids, you think? So you didn't take COVID for my son? Yeah, I didn't get mine COVID, and because, listen, I had to sit down and have a chat and say, listen, they're healthy kids. We don't need to do it. Now, my partner is vaccinated up to the hilt, like, you know what I mean? And wore badges, come home with the badges on just to piss me off, like, you know. I asked her not to, and I didn't try to tell her not to, but I asked her to hold off for 6 or 7 months. We'll see how this rollout goes and how it goes. And she couldn't wait to just sign up, like, you know what I mean? She was gone, like, and hey, listen, each to their own, like, you know what I mean? I'm lapsed. I'm a lapsed Catholic, but I'm slowly starting to find my faith again. Ferg, please keep live streaming. Yeah, they will. We'll all be live streaming there. Get Dr. Vincent Carroll on to talk about the CAS report. Yeah, I will. Vincent is actually, yeah, I will. We have Vincent's number. You're the gay born of the Patriots now, Paul. Thanks, Trish. Gay born. Did Ivor Cummins come around to Rick Mail? Do you know? I don't know. God bless Fergal. Yeah. Makes you question everything. It does, Audrey. It does you, Audrey. I question everything now. Ivor Cummins is great. Yeah, he's great. Paul, you were way better than Gay Born. Thanks very much, lads. This is great. So, same, Paul. Shadow play. I play with you. Window taser there. What's he saying? Never forget the foreign parasite who was given a brand new 4-bedroom house and thanked us by stabbing you. Yeah, Ashley Murphy. It's horrendous what these people have done. You know what I mean? It's horrendous. Blanco, the Bible and the Bible alone. We the people are the true living temple of God, and we are bride. He is bridegroom, and he will come back to the church. I have overcome the world, Jesus Christ. Paul, I sent you another image. Of course you did, Jaden. Thanks, bro. No problem. Window man, not a day goes by that I don't think of Ashley Murphy. Yeah, I'm the same. It's brutal, like, you know what I mean? It really is. I just want to share the screen there. I'm about to get another picture in. This is brilliant as well. He's some boy, I would tell you. The column show, the case of finding Paul's age in Kate. The case of oh, you crack me up, mate. You really do. You really do. Here's Orla. How are you? Are you in the car as well? You're doing a Ferg on us too, are you?
Well, listen, if it's good enough for the great Ferg Power to be in the car, well, then it's okay for me. I'm still sitting here waiting for my daughter to come out of her ballet show tonight, and she was supposed to be finished at 9:15, and I've been sitting watching the show since then. So I just said, right, if Ferg can come on, then I come on.
Of course you can. Yeah, you weren't watching
actually,
that.
you were speaking, Paul. You were speaking about the shots. Did you? I sent you on a video earlier on of a woman who had a very serious reaction. I sent it on earlier on.
Yeah. How long earlier on? Was it be just semi-linked on it? Yeah, I seen it. Yeah.
The worldwide media, yeah.
Wide Awake, is it? Wide Awake?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's bad, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. That is blatant disgraceful. Oh. This was from a pneumonia vaccine. All at once.
She had 3.
Wow, Jesus, I'm going to share that there now. Hang on. I hear it all. Look, I agree. And Gabe Warren was amazing. He'd love you. Ashley will not be forgotten. Hi, Orla. Went to ballet myself. Great class. Orla's not doing ballet now. Come on. It's the daughter.
My daughter's doing ballet. I'm too old for it.
Yeah. Your blood. Yeah. I'm blue in the face trying to explain the dangers of the job to my grandparents. They've just gotten their booster this week. They're telling me to go to the doctor because I have a sinus infection. Nope. I know a lot of people won't go to the doctor, like, you know what I mean? Good evening, or stunning class.
Hi, Michael, how are you? We discussed this before several times. There's loads of people we talk to and we think we have them, we'll say their mind changed. And then they go into the doctors and the doctor gets talking to them and then they turn around and take the shots. And that happens time and time again because, again, they trust the doctors. And look, they have to be held accountable as well.
Everyone needs to be held accountable. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the data is out there now, Orla. It's there. It's not as though
all the information's out there, Paul.
It's not as though we're conspiracy theorists anymore. Like, the data is there. We've shown the data. Everyone knows. You know what I mean? Good evening, Orla.
Just say no.
How are you? Talk about some ignorant fucking right wingers. Fucked a lot of you cunts. Who's that? Michael Patrick. Oh, Jesus Christ, I don't know. Listen, we can't please everyone all the time. Just say no. Exactly. But listen, I talked my man there around last year or whatever, the year before, and about not getting them. And then I went over one, and they were like, not saying hiding in the house, but they were real quiet. I mean, just said they got the vaccinations. And as soon as I started, the doctor texted us and we went over and he told us we had to get it and this, that, and the other. And listen, don't trust that doctors anymore. I don't trust doctors. And Orla can be your Colette. I don't know what that is. Another post up. All here we go.
Good
I'm
man,
going to play this video.
He's been very busy. Yeah, play the video and then we'll put up. Jaden has one very good one left to go.
Yeah, okay. You've seen it already.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to play this. This is from Jesus, this child got this from a vaccine. Okay, guys, I'll play this now. This looks a bit horrendous now, to be honest with you. I'll get off the screen, will you?
Hello, everyone. So I keep getting this question. They gave me a meningitis vaccine, a pneumonia vaccine, and the tetanus vaccine all at once. Within a few minutes, my body started reacting, and over the past day, it was literally last night that they gave it to me. Over this past day, I have gotten 1,000 times worse. It's on my gums. You can't barely see. It's on my lips. And of course, my neck. It's on my feet, my toes, my back, and the back of my neck, and all over my scalp. It's also on my ears. It is absolutely the worst thing I've ever been through. I originally came in because I suffer from a blood disorder called PNH, paroxysmal nocturnal hemoglobinuria. I was diagnosed with the blood disorder back in January of this year. I have since then moved to California and really tried to work on myself without getting any treatment for the disease, as they wanted to give me a bunch of vaccines, and I have never had a vaccine in my life. My family and I tend to not do vaccines due to religious preferences. We are Christians. I have never received a vaccine other than when I was a baby, and the certain ones. My PNH was getting worse. I was having very bad symptoms of it, and I was having unbearable headaches to where I couldn't even stand. I was in bed for 2 weeks and didn't eat. I was just trying to wait for all of the symptoms to go away at home, but I just kept getting worse. The reason why I chose UCI Medical is because I literally live 3 minutes from this hospital. My hemoglobin was at 3.1 when I came in, and I got a few blood transfusions and they raised it up. They want to do another bone marrow biopsy on me, as I had one in January, to show that I had this disease. they want to perform another one so that they can see what kind of PNH I have, but I'm starting not to trust them at all, and I believe I will go back to Florida to do that. But it's just very hard to leave because I am all the way across the country. I'm in California, and I originally resided in Florida where my original doctor was. I got blood transfusions. My hemoglobin went back up to about a 7 or an 8, and they were ready to discharge me. But it didn't make sense because I was still having very bad symptoms of the PNH, and I didn't think I was ready to go home. The specialist who was overseeing my PNH disease ordered that I get some vaccines because in order to receive the treatment for PNH, you have to take the 3 vaccines that I mentioned earlier. I saw someone comment that this happened to them after they gave them a bunch of vaccines that they shouldn't have mixed together. I believe that is what's happening to me. Everyone keeps telling me to leave this hospital, but I want to, but I am so scared to leave in this condition. I have the air low, my body's hot. We put Benadryl on, and I finally accepted for them to give me a steroid to help my body strengthen up. But I've been holding off on anything else they want to give me because I'm afraid, and I really don't trust them anymore. The specialist who ordered the vaccines ordered them and had 2 days off, so I have been waiting to possibly leave to see her and show her what she did to me because this is wrong. Back in Florida, there's a lawyer called Dan Newland. He's an amazing lawyer. I called him last night, and I will be setting up an appointment with him, and I will be suing this hospital. The jaundice is setting in because part of PNH is liver failure, but they are not listening to me. Yesterday, I had to ask for water for 2 hours. I had to pee in a bucket on the floor because nobody would come help me use the restroom.
Oh my God, like that is just horrendous.
That's shocking.
And
Yeah, I came across it this morning.
And Letitia just put up there, I remember seeing these type of photos on wars requiring amputations from the poison on BitChute. Telegram used to have them as well. I was in the COVID deaths thing. Like, I'm in loads of things on Telegram. And my God, every day from the vaccines. And like John O'Looney has been talking about this from 2021. Like, until he's blue in the face. Like, and anyone doesn't know John O'Looney, he's a funeral director in Milton Keynes who has been calling out this COVID scam since the time before it started. You know what I mean? He said there was no COVID deaths. He's an undertaker. He wasn't getting any COVID deaths. It's only since they started to roll out the jab that they got all the deaths. And he also said that there was hundreds of babies died. And instead of going through the undertakers anymore, the co-op, the hospital co-opted with the funeral directors, that it just went straight from the hospital to the funeral directors. And they only copped it one day when they were in there. They seen it up on the thing, up on the screen. But the hospitals, so was nobody'd know that there was so many children dying. Like, one fella said he was in one of them containers, and there was everything he looked on was a baby. It was all babies. You know, so this is what happened. They gave it to pregnant mothers. The babies were born dead, and like, it's just tragic what they did. Like, you know what I mean? It really is tragic what they did. Can see the pain. How is she even talking? Yeah, it's
absolutely horrendous. And I spoke about this before. So my mother had MS, and she had it for 23 years, and she was in a nursing home the last 13 years. She passed away a couple of months ago. And luckily enough, she just had the cop on to say she didn't want the shots. So I wrote into the nursing home to make sure that her wishes were, you know, that I didn't want her getting anything, because I knew about all the issues with the inflammation and everything like that. So I was afraid that because she also had epilepsy, I was afraid that if she took the shots, it could make her epilepsy worse and could also make her MS worse. So she never ever took the shots, even though they were giving them out like sweets in the nursing home. And do you know, she was rarely ever sick. And I mean rarely. You know, she'd be saying to me on the phone, oh, this nurse has this chest infection, or this doctor coming in has the flu, or this, that, and the other, you know. and she wasn't getting anything. And she was the one who was sick with MS. Do you know what I mean? And she wasn't getting anything because she didn't take the shots. All of them in there were in and they had their boosters and everything. Do you know?
Yeah.
But how many people in the nursing homes were coerced as well into taking those shots, you know, for the good of their health and this, that, and the other? How many of them died afterwards? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But look how many old people dying in nursing homes on their own. That in itself is,
I know.
is just a travesty. Like,
yeah, I know.
You know, like you see the videos of them called, please, 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 and then we find out.
I know.
And then I'm gonna play this video in a while. I think I have it there. Have I got it there? I'll have a look. No, I haven't got it pulled up there. But there was, hang on. No, I haven't. Yes, I have. It's about your man in the nursing homes, the black guy that came in illegally and got citizenship, and he was here, and they reckon there's 300 women that he has raped in the nursing homes. That's they reckon now. It could be up to 300 women. And I'm actually just going to play this. I am, because seeing as though we're talking about it, I'll play this video.
Paul.
Wrong one. What?
Yeah, Paul, my daughter's got in the car, so I'm just going to go up for 5 minutes. I'll be back then, all right?
All right. Hi, Clarice. How's things? Orla's gone off there now. She's on her way home. But yeah, as I said, we were talking about this monster. Let's play this and I'll come back.
A predator who snuck into Ireland was allowed stay and then raped some of our most vulnerable citizens, but that was just the tip of the iceberg. Emmanuel Adeniji entered Ireland illegally in 2000, then claimed asylum, was handed citizenship in 2012. He got a job in a care home, where he began raping the patients. During lockdown, he raped a 73-year-old woman with Alzheimer's and got caught. CCTV and DNA proved it. He was sentenced to 10 years in an Irish prison. But the horror doesn't end there. After his conviction, a review found 21 more possible victims, all elderly women under his care who had reported him. Their complaints? Dismissed as confusion or dementia. And in 2024, Gardaí reopened the case. Because this wasn't an isolated attack. Investigators are now looking into the case files of 300 potential victims linked to Adeniji. This man worked in Irish care homes for 16 years. How many others were hurt? How many other voices ignored?
Like, these people were ignored because they were old. Can you imagine what happened in them care homes during COVID when nobody was there? You can only, like, and I'm saying that, okay, I'm not saying all care workers are bad or anything like that, but there's a lot of care workers coming in here from Africa and everywhere else, and they're getting jobs here with dodgy shit. You know what I mean? They can come in with no passports, but they have all their certificates to say that they're nurses. You know, that makes no sense at all. Why would you leave your passport at home and take your medical certificates with you? You know what I mean? Or maybe they got them online, or I don't know. You know what I mean? But yeah, Irish politicians' fault. Yeah, my parents worked with that cunt years ago. Borderline story. Okay, not like you, of course, Jaden. I've asked every single staff member, are they Muslim or Christian at my mother's care home? Yeah. Oh my God, Jesus. Oh my God. Jesus, let me at that. I know it's just disgraceful, like it really is. Yeah, obviously all Christian. Yeah, Trish Clark. I remember the time the elderly in the nursing home were accused of racism when they tried to report that filthy rapist. Yeah, just imagine how they felt. I agree with it. Oh, like, that man should be. I can't say it on here, like, you know what I mean, but hey, it's disgusting. He came to Ireland to rape. That's exactly what he came here for. And if he had to check his credentials, if he had his biometric passport, he could have checked all of that shit and he would have known what he was. You know what I mean? He's probably, same thing probably happened in whatever hospitals he was in. You know, this is just the tip of the iceberg, and it's only just the start. I agree with you. That man is evil incarnate. Yeah. The UK found loads of them with false qualifications. Yeah, they did. Walk down Moore Street and get any papers you want, pal. Yeah, but like somebody just put in there, look, UK found a load of them with false qualifications. And if you look at the HSE, any claims gone in against doctors in the HSE, 85% of those claims are against foreign doctors. They're not against Irish doctors, they're against foreign doctors. So that just shows you how they're manipulating the system and coming in here as doctors, and they're not really doctors, you know what I mean? So and physiotherapists and care workers, and like you look at every care worker now is either black. They're nearly all black. I'm not saying there's no Muslims or anything like that, or there's no Egyptians or anything like that, but a lot of them are black. Everywhere you look now, that they're knocking on doors now. People are asking who this guy is. Oh, that's me care worker now. And then we had the care worker fella walked into the house in Cabra last year and robbed the woman's purse. Now he was caught. He should have been deported. He should have been sent out of this country, banished to Devil's Island or wherever the bleeding hell you banished them to. What's this? The UK found loads of, yeah, I've just talked about that. Walk down Moore Street, yeah, shadow play. I bet these new arrivals are walking about with fake ID like McLovin, and yes, they all have it. Saw 10 million to Nigeria and staff not vetted. Tusla 10 million to Nigeria and staff not vetted, yeah, that's some stats, yeah. 68% rise in HIV since 2022. That's since the vaccine rollout as well. And a lot of people probably don't know this too. They used HIV in the vaccine. This is why people are getting VAIDS. Vaccine, what's it? VAIDS, vaccine autoimmune syndrome. VAIDS. It means your immune system is dropping down and dropping down and dropping down. And that's the same as AIDS. It's the same as HIV. So this is why you're seeing it on the screens a lot in England and everything else. And on buses now you see it. I've seen a HSE one here talking about AIDS as well. You can't catch it from talking, or you can't, like, why are they trying to program us now about AIDS? You know, well, we all know why, you know. I was told confidentially by an intensive care nurse that the imports are not up to scratch. Listen, I know. He's only one who was caught and reported on, Paul. Don't tell me this is an isolated case yet. It's disgraceful what's going on. Yes, exactly. The truth is out about HIV and AIDS, and they want the gay man. What they did to gay men in the 80s, yes, exactly. Big experiment. My mum is in a nursing home, and the only Irish person there is a receptionist. It seriously worries me, and there's nothing I can do about it. Ugh. Devil's Island, I love it. I think that was what it was called. Well, I don't know. The HSE is bringing them in. Yeah, and there's a freeze on our nurses. They can't hire Irish people. There's a freeze on Irish people, yet they're bringing these strangers in. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, any woman in a hospital, or an Irish man, an old Irish man, they'd rather an Irish nurse, or, you know, it's, you know, an Irish doctor comes in and talks to them, rather than, hello, how are you doing? My name is Johnny, blah, 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 blah. And then they walk out and they go, fucking black fella there, he's the one. Like, I've heard them talking up there. You know, people know who they know. You know what I mean? Sorry, Paul, can you get a camera in to keep an eye on your mum remotely? You can put it in yourself, yeah. You can. There's ones you can get, yeah. There is ones you can get. Yeah, and you can get wireless ones as well, Fionnuala. Yeah, I've seen them, yeah. So they've caught these care workers in America and everywhere, smacking people, and in the UK. So yeah, you can definitely get one. Yeah, definitely get one. Yeah, how you are forced. These are care home beside my ma. It's an iPass now with the thing. Most migrants come into Ireland via the UK. Yes, they do. Trish, yes, similar with everything in HSE. I've complained that they say it's racist, leaving people without food, letting them soak themselves while they gloat and do nothing. Sickening. Yes, it really is. I'm going to bring Orla up. Hello, Orla. You've no camera there for some reason, Orla. What's going on there? I'll remove you again. You've gone funny, Orla. You have Bell's palsy again. I can see you down the bottom, but people can't see it. Every day, real vulnerable are victimised and abused further. That's what angers me when I see the left standing against us. These are the vulnerable, and they are meant to be standing up for. Listen, old people are the most vulnerable in society. These are the people. These people have paid taxes. These people have made this country what it is today. And to not look after our old people is just inhumane, and it's downright terrible, and it needs to stop. I'm being honest with you. Last message above. I didn't see it, did I? What did I get? Trish seminar. Yeah, already read that. Yeah, okay. I was saying it to Paul in commentary regarding his mother. Yeah. You know, I ain't sending my parents into no care home. Your parents are very young, Jaden, I'd say, you know what I mean? But I will be honest, I've always said that as well. But listen, some people get very I don't know, you know, I don't think I would either, but you know, but some people just can't cope with it, you know what I mean? Really can't. Like, but I wouldn't be of that. Like, my mother is my mother and my father's my father. Like, I do anything for them, like, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Paul, I'll try it. Do try what? Dennis McGrath, we don't want non-Irish in jobs. Yeah. Hello, Orla. How's things? You've no camera there for a minute.
Yeah, I don't know what was wrong. It was saying the Wi-Fi wasn't connecting, so just put on my mobile data. Has to be something, doesn't it? Sorry, guys, about this evening. It's been a bit of a hectic day.
Tech issues. Oh no, they're all saying how great I am to be doing it on my own and how brilliant I am.
Listen, I saw the comments. They're all, yeah, they're just saying that because they feel sorry for you, Paul. Be by yourself.
Yeah, well, that'll do me. That'll do me.
Yeah. Did you put up Jayden's last pictures?
No, I didn't. Hang on, wait, I get rid of this one.
Waiting for them.
Oh, hang on, there. Jayden, last pictures, image. Here, lovely.
Oh, they're brilliant.
I tell you, he's brilliant, all right.
Oh, he's so funny.
If the Libertarians introduce private law and private governance, can Paul become king of Blanchardstown? Paul for king. Me and Pepper, look. That's it. We throw Pepper over into the swear jar, look. And Burger King. Happy days.
The Burger King hat and the swear jar. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, look.
That is too funny.
And me and Pepper. I'm going to throw Pepper over into the mosque. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, that is brilliant. I swear to God, he just comes up with such brilliant ideas.
Yeah. Lads, we're up to 1,300 there now. Fair play to everyone. Keep sharing it out there. Brilliant. And yeah, we'll keep sharing it out. And yeah, that's brilliant, everyone. I'll just say there now, here we are now. You can watch live on X on at FitzyDub, Anthony L. Casey, at Rugger Morph. You can watch on Facebook on Paul Fitzsimons and the Freedom Network, and www.theirishchannel.com/live. So, and
did you put up any of the other stuff that I sent earlier on in relation to the economic side of things?
I didn't put up any of that yet because you're the one that knows all about that. So that's why I didn't put it up. But I have another video there I want to play. So I have Mick the Git because we all love Mick the Git. So I'm just going to play Mick the Git. Where is he? I played Michael Leahy at the start there. So
yes, I was watching the show.
Yeah. I was watching it, were you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I was sitting in the car for an hour.
Yeah. So I'll put up. Michael brought out a video today, and this is of the lefties counter protesting us on the 26th. So let's go with this.
The big bad far away, far right concerned parents, grandparents, uncles, aunties and people of this country are holding a national protest for Ireland on Saturday the 26th of April. So what a better day to put on our NGO Gumfest, funded by you, the working class taxpayer. Do you oppose the big bad far away, far right? Do you support migrant crime just because we have our own homegrown scumbags? Maybe you dream of reach-arounds with Paul Murphy and Panty Bliss. Perhaps you have half an extra chromosome and all your life you've been chasing the other half. Or maybe you just support the state and the destruction of Ireland. If so, then our NGO Fest on the 26th of April is for you. We're going to counter-demonstrate the big bad far away, far right. And don't worry, we don't care about Garda resources, so we'll have a ring of them around us. And as always, wages will be paid on a terms and conditions apply basis. You must have a defeatist attitude. Be reach-around friendly, and if you customise yourself and you're still ugly, wear a mask.
He's brilliant. He is brilliant. And he was in the comments there as well. He was in the comments earlier. My mum needs 24-hour care. She is very ill. I don't have the expertise to look after her. It's very easy to say no, and I do agree with you. And that's what I said. I said, like, I know what it's like. Like, I know people whose mums got really sick and they couldn't look after it. Like, I know, and I do. I really sympathise with you. And I know what he said there, but like I understand exactly what you're saying there. You know what I mean? You just can't.
Well, there wasn't that service for my mother. She ended up breaking her hip and she ended up in a wheelchair. And she was only out of hospital a few weeks and she ended up with a blood clot. And that's why she had to go into a nursing home because she would have died. And because there wasn't the care that there is now, because this was 13 years ago. So that's why she ended up. But I mean, if somebody's able to stay at home, it's absolutely brilliant. Because I mean, look, we know most people don't want to end up in a nursing home, but sometimes there's no other choice. If my mother had stayed at home with somebody just popping in and out, we would have gone in one morning and she would have been dead in the bed.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is,
isn't it? That's the way it is. Yeah.
Like there's different, like there is different. Like I see now with my husband, he's in social care and he's looking after a man who has MS as well. And that man has 24-hour care, and there's 2 people on throughout the day for the 24-hour care, and he gets everything he needs. And I just think it's such a fantastic service. But that's nowadays. That wasn't back then. Or if it was back then, you would have been paying thousands for it, because you would have been talking about private nurses and things like that.
Yeah, I know. And people are putting in the comments there, and I agree with you. I know exactly what you're talking about, everyone. Can you see my last message or no? Maybe it's not coming through. V, hang on, V, let me see. I didn't see your last message, V. I didn't see. No, I'm not seeing it there. Long ago, was it? I'm gone way up now and I'm not seeing it. No, I didn't see it. Oh, there. Last message above again. Hold on. Hold on, V. I'll find this and see. No, I'm not finding that.
Can you just type it in again?
Yeah, if you want, yeah. Yeah, I'm not seeing any of them. I was just seeing that one there, V. Sorry, can you see my last message? Or maybe it's not coming through. It's not coming through, no. I seen one up above it there that said my last message as well, and I didn't see it. So Fionnuala, that's exactly it, Fionnuala. Plus, I have my own health issues. I've told my son, if I get too ill, put me in a home. Sometimes it's too much. Yeah, I know. That's right, and they can't do anything for themselves. And that's what happens, isn't it? They can't do anything for themselves, and they feel, they're making sure people can't afford to stay at home now. Should always be a choice for people if they want to. Yeah. Life is strange. Anthony Casey is gorgeous looking man. Come on.
No, Michael, please. They're big enough heads as it is.
Yeah. I've typed it in 3 times. Very strange. Honestly, I'm not seeing it, mate. I'm not seeing it, honestly. Type it in there again and throw it in if you want. Or text it into the WhatsApp number there. The WhatsApp number is 089 203 1521. If you can't get it through to that, then drop it in there. My mum's care home is 1,400 a week. Mac. And you don't get help with that, Paul. Do you get no help with that?
Depends on if you qualify for the fair. It depends on if you qualify for the fair deal. Like my mother would have been on a pension, and they would have taken 2/3 of her pension, even though she had no property and she had no house, because it was transferred over to my brother. She still had to pay, or still 2/3 had to be taken out of her pension. That's what they take out. Wow. And that was no house, no land.
Yeah, an 84-year-old man I have with carers with FUP, all English and nothing in common, when all she really needs is company. An atrocity I won't forget, or I won't forgive nor forget. Yeah. Sarah Louise, hi guys, chin up lads, we've got each other's backs and we're in for the right reasons. Yes, Sarah, we are.
Hi, Sarah.
Right.
How are you?
1450 there. This is what the teacher's saying. It's 1450, Paul. Oh my God. As
what's 1450?
Said, it must be home mothers, or it must be 1450 to stay in the
care
home.
Yeah. That'd be about right. Yeah.
As Father Ted said, that cow was close, but that cow was far away. Yes, and leaving the house and wandering if they can't. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I really do get it. There was a man knocked on the door at my dad's there before Christmas. An old man, and he's in his 80s, and it was kind of funny. I'm not saying it was funny. It was kind of sad and funny. But he came in and sat. I was there having a smoke with my dad. He came in and sat beside us, you know what I mean, and started talking to us about different things, you know. And I knew straight off. I said, something's wrong here. I said, he's missing out somewhere, you know what I mean? And it turned out he was missing from the nursing home down in Baldoyle, like, you know what I mean? And we just kept him there. Like, somebody arrived after about 20 minutes, like, and we rang down and they arrived up. Well, did they, you know, were they missing? John is missing since 12 today. And I said, what's he like? And he told me, I said, he's sitting here in the garden. So we come up and be collecting. How are you, John? And hello. And John went off with them, like, you know what I mean? But if I hadn't rang them, poor old John could have been wandering around Bleeding Baldoyle all day. Like, Sorry to anyone offended on my comments on nursing homes. I was specifically talking about my parents, although Paul is probably older than the existence of nursing homes.
Oh, Jaden, you have your last photograph, you know, where Paul's making a phone call.
Yeah.
Is that the funny?
Any ideas when the Tucker Carlson video will be released? No, I think it's next week or something. The 20, I think it's the 20th or something. It could be Monday or Tuesday. It should be free for all. It should be free for Irish people. Everything should be free.
This is regardless anyway. Most old people, or the majority of them, have worked all their lives and paid taxes. You know, my mother worked for years as well. Like a lot of the time she would have been at home with us, but she worked also. And again, like that, 2/3 of her pension was taken for the nursing home.
Yeah, I know. And yesterday, did you see yesterday we had a bit, the British women had a big win yesterday in England.
I'm a woman.
The Supreme Court, but like, come on.
I know, crazy.
We'll come
two
back
genders,
to talk about
people,
this.
two genders.
Yeah, but I'm gonna play a video here of Douglas Murray talking about this. It's only a minute and a half long, but this is epic. I swear to God, he really calls it out.
The Supreme Court has defined a woman, which has embarrassed the hell out of Keir Starmer, who hasn't said anything about it, and embarrassed the hell out of an awful lot of politicians who, for many years, couldn't actually do it.
Well, you know, I wrote a book about this some years ago called The Madness of Crowds. And I wrote about this problem and said what was happening and what I think needs to happen. That there are many conservatives and others who are celebrating this morning that our courts can recognize the difference between biological females and biological males. But you know, Mike, I cannot see it as a great victory. I see it as a victory. I cannot see it as a great victory that our greatest legal minds have been sitting around trying to work out what the difference between men and women is, and if there is one. Feels so retarded to be going at that speed, and for our finest legal minds to be having to apply themselves to such a stupidly obvious question. We were lied to about this for years. I'm glad this has happened. But why don't we ask the next question? Why were we being made to do this? Why, when it was so patently untrue, were we being force-fed this pap? Let's find the people who did it and make sure they are the ones who face the courts now. Let's find the mutilators and the others, and let's make sure they are held accountable, including the politicians who oversaw that period and encouraged it through their ignorance and cowardice.
Like, he is exactly right in what he's saying. It has taken the greatest minds in the Supreme Court and solicitors and law degrees and everything to come up with what was so blatantly obvious, like biology 101. If you have a willy, you're a man. If you have a fanny, you're a woman. You know, simple as, end of story. Like, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, there's no in between. People who think they're a woman, I'm going to be honest, he emptied out all the mental institutions. Like, all of these people would be in mental institutions now if, you know, if we were following the rules. You know what I mean? But yet these people have been let out. These people, these transgender people, I know one of them who was a sad man, and now he went from being a sad man to be in the president's house and everything. You know what I mean? So how no wonder, you know what I mean? No wonder they're doing this, like, you know what I mean? Because they're becoming superstars, like, you know, they're getting their own podcasts, and I have this, I have that. If you're a man, you're a man. You're a woman, you're a woman. If you dress up as a woman, well, then you're a transvestite. That's all you are. That's the best you'll ever be. So don't ever keep going on about this. You know what I mean? I'm just sick of it. Douglas Murray, what? Douglas Murray reminds me of Kenneth Williams from the Carry On. Yeah, he is. Yeah, a bit. Sarah Louise. Now, can they define what a British person is? Yeah, can they define what an Irish person is? You know what I mean? I'm just sick of it, like, you know what I mean? It's been thrown into our face, and not only into our faces, into our kids' faces in school. They're trying to teach the kids this shit, like, you know what I mean? Come on, like, people, if you're against all of this stuff, you get your arse out on the 26th and you march with the Irish people. That's what we need to do. We need to show force. We need to get out and do all this. You know what I mean? Transformers. Yeah.
Transformers, yeah. Do you remember I spoke, and this is a good while ago, about my daughter last year in school, in secondary school, and she used to be barked at going down the corridor by the Furries. Barked at. Now, thank God it stopped, but now it only happened a couple of times, but it was just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, imagine that happening in our day, Paul.
Man,
I mean, I don't know what things were like back in the 1500s for you now, but I mean, I know now when I was at school, like, I mean, that didn't happen.
You just took the sword out and killed them in the 1500s. That was it. Look, you know what I mean? It was.
I can't wait until the 26th to see the ribbon that you're going to get from people. And can so many people please bring the swear jar, because it's going to be fun and drink will be on Paul that night.
It's ours. I hope it's on Conor McGregor.
Oh God!
I'm going to play the Garden of Remembrance one again because that's what we have to do. We play that again, and then we could. Should we listen? We've another. I have it gone for a while. We can stay on for another while. We've 1400 on there now. So hey, listen, we can stay on for another few more minutes.
Hi everybody, this is Philip Dwyer, citizen journalist, and I just want to encourage everybody to go to the Garden of Remembrance on the 26th of April. I'll be there, I'll be live streaming, and I encourage everybody to come along.
Keith Stevenson here. Just want to encourage everybody that has a problem with anything that's happening in this country to come out on Saturday the 26th of April, that's the Saturday after Easter, 2 o'clock, the Garden of Remembrance, and let's show this government what the people really think of them.
My name is Niall O'Hara, and I would like to invite everybody out on the 26th of April to Dublin. We're meeting at the Garden of Remembrance, and it's a national protest, and everybody from every corner of Ireland should be there.
I'm Councillor Glenn Moore, and I will be there on the 26th of this month.
Hi, my name is Joan. I'm from Coolock, and I encourage everybody to go on the 26th of April to the march at the Garden of Remembrance. If you have a problem with the way this government is carrying on at the moment in relation to all the things that we all know is wrong, turn up.
Hello, my name is Paul Simons. I'm from the Coolock Says No group, and I will be at the Garden of Remembrance on the 26th of April. Please make sure you come with us and show your support.
How are you doing, people? My name's Clive Dempsey, and I am here in support for the Garden of Remembrance commemoration on the 26th of April. I'd like everyone to come out and support. Anybody has any problems with housing or anything like that, come and support us.
Brian Garrigan, aka Irish Lives Matter, a proud Irishman. I'm encouraging everybody to turn up 26th of April 25. Housing, hospitals, education, justice, crime, immigration.
Tom Garvin just saying if Paul tips out the jar, there'll be enough for everyone for Gargle.
Listen, we will be there for the week.
Yeah, the journey will be too long for me. 7.5 hours round trip. I wish you all well. Well, listen, Letitia, I'm sure there'll be live streams there. I'm sure Philip will be live streaming everything, so you'll get to watch it. And we'll say hello.
It's a brilliant video, and I love the music.
Yeah. So do I. That's it. Yeah. But listen, people, we can't emphasize this enough. You need to get out. You need to get out.
I figured out about the video. Do you remember my video that was taken down? I think it was taken down from Mick O'Keefe's as well. So when I was on the other night, I had put up a Facebook video in relation to, the young Irish lad getting kicked around the place. And at 9 o'clock, before I came on the show, I checked it, and it had 111,000 views, right? I think it had 570 shares. And I was thinking, Jesus, this is great. It's really getting out there, right? And then when I finished the show at 11, went back and checked it, it was gone. No warning, no nothing. It was gone. And I was like, oh my God, what the hell happened, And, but then the following day, Mick O'Keefe had it up as well. And it was, I think it was gone from his as well. So they've obviously took it down. But is that because it was a young white lad, a young Irish lad getting assaulted? Because if that was the other way around, it would have been everywhere.
Okay, did you share a video, or was it your video you put up? Did you put up the actual video?
No, I put up the actual video because I screen recorded it. and I put up because I found it.
Okay.
I found it online, and I screen recorded and put it up onto Facebook. But it was also gone from. I think it was gone from Mix as well. So they took it down.
Censored.
But if that was the other way around, though, Paul, that'd be everywhere.
Man,
do you know what I mean? It'd be up on RT, Virgin Media. It'd be everywhere. But because he was what?
Yeah.
Because he was an Irish lad, it was taken down.
Yeah. Yeah, V just sent me a message there, but I'm just going to read this here. We were talking about this earlier. Irish and non-Irish doctors in fitness to practice inquiries. From 101 cases between 2008 to 2023 listed by the Irish Medical Council, only 16% are Irish. The rest are all, 83.2% are all non-nationals. So there you go. I'm just going to check WhatsApp here from
V.
No, hold on. V, were they TikTok ones you sent in to me, or I'm not seeing? I have Daniel there. I've loads of them coming into me. Just thought it's saying the Garda investigation the way after Tinker and Leslie Sutton Ballybuffet. Okay, I'll put that up now. I've Jaden with another one. Here I am. I'm talking to the Pope or something in this one.
No, it's better than that, Paul.
Okay, fucking hell. Okay, are these TikTok ones that you sent me on there? I don't know. Investopedia. There's a load of them. Holy Jesus. It's not letting me copy and paste them for some reason. Oh, it is, yeah. Hang on. I'll check the first one here and we'll see what it is. TikTok. I don't know what one it is, so yeah, let's give that a whirl. We'll see what it is.
It better not be a 3-book. Hey, it better not be a 3-book situation like Tuesday night. Would you didn't know what you were putting up?
No. This is funny. Simon Harris giving an interview outside the Dáil.
Oh God.
It's yeah. I wait and see this one. This is a good one.
That's all that.
I didn't see it. I thought it was very funny.
I've seen that loads of times on X.
No, I haven't seen that at all. I thought it was really funny. He has a load of them here. I can't go through them all now. You know what I mean? We've only a few minutes left. We're up to 2 hours now. Hi, Paul and Orla. I won't get in on the 26th, Mark. No, but one of us will have to stay at home with our young lad. But my wife is heading in, and now she has 3 others going with her. I hope it's a huge turnout. Thanks very much, Mark. Fair play to you. I hope it's a big turnout as well. But as I said, everyone is going. Bring a friend, bring a relation, bring someone with you. I think I'm at the talking all my crew into going as well on like they don't have to come to Garda Remembrance. They can meet us wherever we, you know.
Oh, come here! Is like is your sister and all that going?
Yeah, as far as I know, yeah.
All right, because she prefers me over you, doesn't she?
Yeah. And now she loves me. Everybody loves me. Simon Harris loves
I get to finally meet her then.
Yeah, I'm just a lovable rogue. You know what I mean? Many thanks, Orla and Paul. Good night, all. I'll see you, John. Take care.
Night, John.
Islamification, Sharia law. Yeah. Harris milkshakes bring me home to the yard.
Brilliant.
I'm still going by it with Wake Up Era. That's every day. 0. I'll still be doing my bit for Wake Up Era. And I have to say that Ferg said it as well in his when Ferg was on.
Yes, he did, yeah.
Wake Up Era do listen, stellar work. They're the best around at what they do. As he said 2 years ago, people wouldn't even talk to them, but now people are interacting with them. They know what they're all about. All they're doing is putting out verified information. Nothing they put out is not verified. So, and Barry and Adele and all the involved, please keep doing up the good work. So, yeah, I'll give a call out to all of them. I really do. I like Barry. What's this? Paul cut the ribbon. Paul cut the ribbon when the pyramids were built. Oh, God. Oh, there's V now. Okay, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
He did, that's true, yes.
Yeah.
Jaden, I'm sure will have proof of that.
Yeah, V, this is what V sent in to me there, right, and I'm going to share it there now. Garda investigation underway after teen girl allegedly assaulted in Ballybuffet. That was today or now. Likely, there's a Garda investigation underway in Ballybuffet, and I think this is the report here, is it? It's bad when a 13-year-old girl is no longer safe to go into the town of Ballybuffet without being severely attacked by a young foreign boy. It is disgusting. Her whole face and clothes covered in blood, mouth pumping with blood, teeth pushed in, and jaw more than likely broke. It's a shame to see that a young girl cannot go into the town. She has lived and grew up in her whole life and has been left physically shaken. Thank God a woman turned the car around, and God knows what could have happened next. Now, that is disgraceful. That is, and the media will not report on
Sorry,
this. Is
what
the
age?
problem here.
What age did they say she was?
13.
My daughter's 13.
Yeah, exactly. Your daughter's 14.
That
And
is
this is why.
disgusting.
This is why we won't let our daughters out on their own, like around here. You know what I mean? Unless they're with a few girls or a few boys. You know, it's.
My daughter is not allowed down the town unless she's with a group, or I'm with her, or somebody else is with her. She's not allowed.
Sarah's asking, Paul, can I stay in yours? So I'm barely staying in mine, Sarah Louise, for Jesus' sake. Good night.
That's true.
My dad is going. I'm up to 7 now. Brilliant. Fair play to you, Paul. Let's get it to 10, Paul. Fair play.
Yeah.
Michael John Dennis. I date Paul in a heartbeat. I'm 54. Yeah.
Michael, stop giving him such a big head. He doesn't need it.
Listen, man. Listen. We have mirrors in the house. I know.
Oh, please.
Yeah, Wake Up Era team. Yeah. Wake Up Era, great team. They are a great team. Yeah, they really are. Like or hate, but Connor took the lid off the worm can. Yes, he did. Yeah. And I'm not going to apologise. Like Donna O'Loughlin was in there earlier trying to goad me and trying to get me out with things about Anthony and the whole lot. Like she says nothing about and just for like there was something went around last week where she slagged off the great leader Herman and said he can't be trusted, and like okay, people. Like, do people forget these things? Like, you know what I mean? Like, when was that said? That must have been a few months ago when she wasn't on Herman's side, but now she's at the bin. I don't know what they were promised. Like, you know what I mean? But 14-year-old girls aren't safe to walk home anywhere in the country anymore, and I agree with you. I really do. That's what.
Wait, I can't see that properly because I'm on my phone. Is that a news article or is that just from Facebook or something like that? That information.
That's Off Grid Ireland post, but it's somebody's there. You can see it there.
Oh, right, okay.
Somebody actually put it up. It's bad when a 13-year-old can no longer walk safe. It's obviously someone that's around the area that knows what's going on and has seen it. You know what I mean?
But okay, no, sorry. It's too small on the screen, so I couldn't see whether it was a news article or what it was.
All right. Don't worry about it. Bring senior in goggles, Paulie. Yeah. Dennis Carr, 0. My sister lives outside Lennox-Kenny and she will not go down the town after dark. It's like...
No, it's not safe. KO. It's not safe.
KO was saying Herman is jealous of me because I was the better look. That's what it was. I was the best looking candidate they had. You know what I mean? And yeah,
of course you were, Paul. Yes. And you had the halo up around you and everything like that. Yeah.
You know it. Yeah, but I'll show you now. Right, you see now. Where is it?
Oh, for God's sake. Oh my God Almighty. Please, guys, back me up on Saturday and give him the biggest ribbon ever.
I'm in a view of the sword.
Look what I have to put up with several times a week.
Fair play to you, V. Thanks for sending that in to me there, mate. I knew Harris's father. He obviously passed on the genes and not yet. Terrible, Dinny. We shouldn't have to live like this. Yeah. Sorry, Orla, but I can't never resist a handsome man. Fair play to you. What's this? One day Herman will have no choice but to be a hermit. Well, it's looking that way now. He only has his 3 little minions that play with him now. Hermit Kelly, Iron Force, yeah. I love your people. I love our people straight from the heart. I love us Irish. So do I. And everything is brilliant. I'm being honest with you. But have I any more videos? I might have.
Here, just before. I know we're finishing up next minute. Just put up Jaden's last post. Have you been on the phone?
Okay. Me on the phone, is it? Al, I'm sorry. Hang on. What's this? The status. Let me see. This could be. Okay. Conor McGregor, the Tucker cards. It's released tomorrow. It will be released tomorrow, the podcast. Will, thanks for that, Al. Fair play to you. And yeah, hang on, Jaden. Where's Jaden? There he is there.
It's brilliant. I swear to God, he just makes me laugh so much.
No, you know it. He's a swine. A 7th century photo of Paul calling Jesus to tell him Muhammad has started Islam. Oh,
you're with all the greats. Like, do you know what I mean? You've just been around for so long. You've met everybody.
I know. I'm just that good. You know,
Jane, you keep them coming. You keep it's entertained.
Yeah. With 209.
Sorry, were you going to put it? Did you say you had a video?
Yeah. Right, this is one about Muslims, right? And we'll finish up then after that. Okay.
Funny enough, the IRGC cannot operate in Saudi Arabia. Their supporters cannot have bank accounts in the UAE. The other extremist groups, like the Muslim Brotherhood, who are friends with the IRGC and Hezbollah people, they cannot operate in Bahrain, in Oman. These are Muslim countries. Where do they operate? In London, in France, in Washington, D.C., in Australia, in Canada, Toronto. They operate here. They have bank accounts. They register charity. Right. So Macron, the president of France, recently said the Islamic world is in a crisis. In my opinion, yeah, we do have problems. We do have Boko Haram, we have Al-Qaeda, we have Taliban. We have problems. But the broader picture, Islam is very successful. It's growing very fast. And we're doing really well. Dubai is not in a crisis. Abu Dhabi, the UAE, Bahrain, Oman, Kuwait, there's no crisis there. The Muslim countries are doing good there. Only some places there's a problem. I say, no, you are in a crisis. You went to the Muslim countries and you imported the garbage that the Muslim countries wanted to put in prison or isolate away from society. You went and you imported them. Why? For cheap labor. But these Islamist extremists, they don't want to work. They want free welfare. They want to marry French women, blonde hair, blue eyes. They don't have time to work. So look at Poland. They don't complain from Islamic extremism. Not a single terrorist attack in Poland. The moment they sense there's a problem, they crack down on it. Polish policy, beautiful. The French, no, come. When they come, they use the resources. They go to Washington, D.C., and they sit in Congress. They support the Iranian regime. They go against the sanctions in Congress, right, with their hijab. Why? Because the ideology is filth to begin with. When you import that, or you allow it in, or you amplify it, or you glorify it in any way, you make your bed, sleep in it. So that is also a problem of the West. The question is, Tina, did the extremists become stronger or the West become weaker? I say it's both.
Yeah, this is it. If none of them let them in, why are we letting them in?
Poland.
Yeah. Fuck off, Islam. Somebody I'm going to be honest, somebody put this up earlier on and I forgot to talk about it, but I have it there. I'm going to just pull it up there. And where was it? Desktop. And oh, where did I put it? The mouse isn't working properly here.
Here, Paul.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Look, you have your lion.
Oh, look at this one looking at me. Yeah.
Dario.
Yeah.
I have mine.
Yeah. It's lovely. Yeah. No, it's not finding it for me there. Shit. I thought I downloaded it. But it was the Georgia Guidestones. Someone was talking earlier about the Georgia Guidestones. Do people know about them, you know? So
what is it?
The Georgia Guidestones. It's it was. Did you never hear of the Georgia Guidestones? No, hang on. Georgia Guidestones. There they are. There. I'm just gonna pull up images there. Just wait for a minute. It's there. Just let me see where I save it. There. Save image 2. Where's that going? Desktop new folder. Okay, hold on. Okay. I did save it already, but the Georgia Guidestones are, it's for cutting down. It's what they wrote years ago that they want to depopulate the population down to 500 million, so down to 500,000 people. So it says it's in here, but I can't seem to find it.
That's a lot of people. Then as well, what are we at the moment? 8 billion?
8 billion, yeah. But
down to 500 million.
Down to 500 million, yeah. Yeah, hang on. This is it here. Let me see if I get that size. That's the size of them there. Save image. Let me save the image too. Yeah, okay, I have it in there now. Georgia. Yeah, save that there. Let's see if I get this fella here. Let's see, can I save that? Yes, GE1. Okay. Yeah, just give me a second there and I'll pull them up now from there. Where they are. Here they are here. Why aren't they bleeding saving in here? I don't know. This is weird. Oh, listen. Still me head in. Oh, there they are there. There's one there. Geo. Yeah, okay. I'm going to share these. I'm going to share this over here. I'll share this one as well. Right, my bad. Okay, I'm going to share this here now. Someone was talking about these earlier. These are the Georgia Guidestones, okay? There they are there. That's what they look like, okay? That's what they look like. There are 4 stones. Have you never seen them? No?
No.
There are 4 stones. They were in Georgia and they were put there in the 80s. And there was messages put on them and everything else. And yeah, so one of the messages, that's that one. Hold on, and I'll pull up the other one. There it is there. Okay, now I'll make that bigger. And what it says on this here now, as you can read, is to maintain humanity under 500 million. So that's under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature, guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity, unite humanity with a living new language, rule, passion, faith, tradition, and all things that tempered reason, protect people and nations. So this was wrote there. This was in the 80s. This was done, and these are gone now because they were blown up. Somebody blew them up a couple of years ago. People start talking about them and going to them, and then they were blown up. So they're not there anymore. You know what I mean? But that's what they said. Bring the population down to Jesus.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah, 500 million.
Yeah, we're at the hitting 1,500 there, people. Fair play this month as well. Yeah, well done, everyone. Yeah, we just hit 1,500.
Great.
Yup, no meat, no milk. Okay, what are we there?
Oh yeah, Good Friday.
Good Friday. Paul, those stones were blown up a few years ago. Yeah, I know. I just said that. Yeah, the Passion Band from Netflix. Yeah, it is. I have it there. The Passion of the Christ. It's a great movie. But the Georgia Guidestones, July 6, 2022. Yeah, they sure were. But the research with good evidence. And the Thursday was the day of the cross of death between 3 and 6 p.m. after 3 days resurrection. Yes. Well, as I said, we've hit 1,500 there, people. Fair play. And lads, if I didn't get to you all in the text and the whole lot, it's just because I'm up to my eyes in it here on my own, because I'm an old one-man band, you know what I mean? And all it just comes in, looks beautiful and fucks off then, you know what I mean? But Paul does all the shit. No, Orla sends me on all the stuff.
Paul is just making up now because he knows he has to meet me in a week's time that he's going to be in trouble if he isn't very nice to me.
Yeah, I know. Paul, those stones, yeah, I get that. Yeah, I done that. Yeah, it's knocked down now, the stones, to control populations of cult in themselves. Okay, well, guys, as I said, we've reached 1,500, and that is phenomenal again tonight. Fair play to everyone who took part and everyone who listened.
Thanks so much.
Thanks to Ferg for coming on. Fair play to him, and thanks to everyone else who came on. And Sunday night, you'll have the Irish column on Sunday night, and we will be playing Ferg's wife singing Hallelujah again for Easter.
And we may be graced with the presence of Anthony and Martin, maybe.
Hey, listen, it doesn't really matter, does it? You know what I mean? So listen, we're better than anyway. People love us; they don't love them. You know what I mean? They don't even know them at this moment in time.
Where are they?
4 million, I thought. No, it's 500. It's 500,000, half a billion.
500 million. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, yeah. So, Slán, great show, guys. Thanks very much, Liz.
Night, Liz.
Orla, I'm going to drop you down and I will talk to you in 5 minutes. And thank you very much again this evening. Good night and God bless, Orla. Take care. Well, people, here we are again. Another show, another great show, I have to say. We got a lot of stuff out. 1,500 in the live viewings. Fair play to everyone who tuned in. Fair play to everyone who bought a coffee. And fair play to everyone just for being here. Like I say every night, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose and it will defend itself. Good night and God bless.